was Person of the Year. I hope people were like, wow,
In
we get it, but that's
2007,
weird.
Vladimir Putin was Time Person of the Year in 2007.
There's something unpalatable about the title and the prestige of being on Time magazine, because I get it. It's not supposed to be fundamentally praising the person, but it just, your instinct is that it is.
The angriest I've ever been
Yes.
about Time Person of the Year was back in 2006 when Time Person of the Year was you.
Oh.
Remember when it was you?
What a cop-out.
Yeah, you.
Pull yourself together, Time. That's embarrassing.
When you, and that meant the royal you. It meant all of us. Yeah. They were talking about us.
Why?
The internet content creators.
Ugh.
Is when it started to explode back in 2006 or around that time.
No, that's
come on, that's a cop-out.
That's not what we came here for.
We're not the people of the year. We're awful.
The only other magazine that does something like this that gets, I would say, even more hubbub is People Magazine's
a boob.
People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. Nobody's happy with that every year. There are always those who love the person picked and those who don't love the person picked. I don't know who was the sexiest man alive this year. What I do know is that like the rat boy look is in.
Rodent Boys.
Rodent Boys.
Oh, so like Timothy Chalamet?
Like Timothy Chalamet and the bear guy, Carmi.
Oh, Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah. They're kind of rodent looking. I know that's very in.
Like the big nose? Like the angular
I don't know.
face?
I think it's asymmetrical. It's angular because I feel like the first asymmetrical, ugly, handsome guy that people really called ugly, handsome was Adam Driver. Because there was a whole...
Yeah, he's a rat boy.
There was a whole Vanity Fair article about like how he should be handsome, but he's not. And that's what makes him handsome because... Or someone wrote, Adam Driver looks like someone tried to draw Keanu Reeves from memory.
Yes, it's one of the great tweets of all time.
Yeah, and I get it because it's a little off. And I think that's kind of how Jeremy Allen White is, that it's a little off, like beady eyes, little, like you said, angular face. That's exactly it. So I don't know. People won't be happy with Sexiest Man Alive. But what if Sexiest Man Alive was you? The royal you.
That sounds right.
Not you. Like everyone look in the mirror. You are the sexiest people alive. I think we'd be like, okay. Take a stand. Stand for something.
Honestly, the last time, looking at the list of Time Person of the Year, I bet you the last time nobody objected was when the American Soldier was named the Time Person of the Year in 2003. When right at the around the time of the Iraq War starting up. So that was probably it, right?
That's a good one. Was Malala, is that her name? Malala, the young woman who survived being shot in the face by the Taliban and now is an advocate for education and peace.
Yeah, I don't think she was a Time Person of the Year. Not that I'm aware of. But she
has an incredible story that I would find it hard for anyone to be unhappy with. That's an incredible story.
Yeah. I mean,
the American Soldier is a good one.
It's probably the last time that people looked at the list and said, yeah, okay, I can go with along.
Speaking of the American Soldier, and people can go back and listen to our interview with Jason Kander from Monday. Is that Monday? Tuesday.
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about that story about Jason Kander and these other people, a private enterprise, to rescue American allies in Afghanistan, Afghan families that were being hunted by the Taliban because they helped the United States.
Yeah.
And we promised them that they would come here. A lot of them had already been vetted. They were almost completely done with a years-long process, and we abandoned them. And Jason Kander and others who have gone to Afghanistan at their own peril or created rescue plans with him, and it was an elaborate fake wedding to rescue hundreds of Afghans. I don't know, Ranj. I've just been thinking about that because we are so fortunate here in the U.S. as a broad brushstroke. I mean, here in St. Louis, I mean, you're in the Central West End, right? Whether you're hanging out in South County, West County, wherever it is, we have so many rights and freedoms and luxuries that when I think of young girls in Afghanistan, speaking of rats and rodents have more rights than women in Afghanistan right now. Birds can sing. Women can't sing. They can't speak. They have to have their faces completely covered. Anyway, I am so humbled by what we have here in the United States, and then also humbled by the people like Jason Kander who are trying to do what they can to help those. And I'm humbled by the Afghans who help the United States and are not giving up hope and are still trying to escape the Taliban.
Yeah, and it was in 2023 that the not the United States total, but just here in St. Louis, something like 1,100, close to 1,200 Afghan refugees. I don't know what the numbers are for 2024, but something Kander said in that interview with us, and he made it very clear. He said, I want people to understand that anytime you meet somebody from Afghanistan here, and we have a decent amount, and we hope the number continues to grow because they have come here and been very productive members of our community. And he said, I want you to understand what they went through to get here, and just the bravery that it took for many of them to get here, that their stories are incredible. And I'm paraphrasing what he said, of course, but it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. What many of them had to endure to get away from where they were and to make their way to the United States. It is so admirable. And all they want to do is contribute.
Yeah.
All they want to do is have a good life like the rest of us.
And I just want to add this too before we go. Charlie Brennan and I talked to U.S. Marine Andy Bass, who kind of did the same thing that Jason Kander did, privately tried to rescue two people that he met in Afghanistan, two young girls, Zara and Fatima, and their mother. And Zara ran a store in Afghanistan, like a booth. So she was a female business owner, and Fatima was the skiing champion. So when the Taliban took over, Fatima and Zara were immediately on the Taliban kill list because of the crimes of owning a store and the crimes of skiing. And Andy Bass was able to coordinate them escaping Afghanistan through Kabul, and their drive to the airport, the Taliban was shooting at the taxi they were in.
Yeah.
Like shooting at them. And these two girls came to St. Louis and now are speaking and are inspiring people and are running businesses. It's just so amazing to me. It's so humbling.
We, again, of course, and as always, want to hear from you. 314-436-7900 to join in on the show via phone call or via text. Or if you just want to drop us a voice message, we want those too. Download the Odyssey app where you can listen to our show and Cardinals baseball when the season is happening. And you can listen to our podcasts if you miss anything. It's the Odyssey app. We are the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Honey, bags are packed and in the trunk. Is the car good to drive to Mother's holiday dinner?
Yes, dear. Car's good. We have Ox Car Care for their extended car service plan. Ox covers our repair bills if anything happens. We have no worries if any problems come up on our holiday travels. Ox Car Care has our back.
I remember. Ox has flexible coverage plans that can protect issues with engine, transmission, brake systems, and so much more.
Yep, we don't pay. Ox pays. Ox gets it fixed for us. Joe at the auto shop says Ox Car Care pays them directly, and there's no complicated paperwork. Ox is A+ rated, with already millions of dollars paid out in claims.
Right. They handled our claim from start to finish, unlike those other companies. Good call. The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill this holiday. The only thing now is, which pie is Aunt Martha making?
Drive with absolute peace of mind this holiday season. Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-221-6319. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox today. 800-221-6319. 800-221-6319 or oxcarcare.com.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold for Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW, a family-owned dealership group that has been around for 50 years as a Toyota dealer and 25 years in O'Fallon, Illinois. So come see us. That's Newbold Toyota in O'Fallon or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for for the ones who get it done.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
In Missouri, farming isn't just a profession, it's a purpose. You can feel it in our 27 million acres of farmland. You can see it in the nearly 41,000 Missourians who work in agriculture. You can hear it at our farmers markets. You can count it in the $93.7 billion it brings our state. And you can taste it at your family's dinner table. A lot of farmers in our state rely on Bayer's tools and inventions because Bayer has a purpose too, to help farmers thrive. Learn more at go.bayer.com/purpose, paid for by Bayer.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at biobalancehealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. Biobalancehealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, write this number down or put it into your phone. 800-411-2215. The IRS is hiring more staff and cracking down. Call Tax Relief Helpers now to learn about our tax debt reduction programs and how to stop the collection efforts. If you're facing liens, levies, an audit, wage garnishment, or years of unpaid taxes, even if you're already in a payment plan, we can help. Through special IRS programs, you may qualify to have your tax debt settled for a fraction of what you owe. Tax Relief Helpers has helped thousands of taxpayers qualify for these generous relief programs, earning an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. No matter what amount you or your business owe to the IRS, call our tax relief hotline now for a free consultation and see what savings you may qualify for. Don't tackle the IRS on your own, and don't risk having your wages, Social Security, even your pension seized. Call now. Call 800-411-2215. That's 800-411-2215. 800-411-2215.
KMOX, where every crack of the bat resonates with tradition, passion, and the spirit of Cardinals Nation.
I stayed there for a month, and in May to the end of May, I was in Zahle Legendary. And then at the end of May,
You're hearing the voice of American Travis Timmerman, who was found in Syria on Thursday, today, or I guess earlier today, after being imprisoned for several months. He's from Missouri. He's 29 years old. He was on a pilgrimage, he says, to Damascus. Initially, he went missing in Hungary back in May, but it was not known that he was in Syria. Apparently, he did cross into Syria on foot illegally.
Yeah, he wasn't taken from Budapest. He was just
No.
there.
Yeah,
that was the last time anybody knew where he was.
Yeah. Right. And he crossed illegally into Syria. And he was discovered as thousands of detainees have been emerging from these jails after the overthrow of President Bashar al-Assad. Now, at first, the first people to see Travis Timmerman thought perhaps he was the missing American journalist Austin Tice, who was arrested in Syria. Austin Tice has not been found. But yeah, Travis Timmerman from Urbana, Missouri.
That's a remarkable thing, just as it is remarkable what happened with the CNN news crew, Clarissa Ward. They were going through the prison, which has been abandoned, that awful prison, the Sednaya prison, and they found a person who was still locked in a cell and who was hiding under a blanket because, he didn't know what was going on, and they freed him, and he had no idea that the Syrian government had fallen. And neither did Timmerman, right? He had no idea what had happened.
He had no idea. I believe the one on CNN with Clarissa Ward, which I highly recommend you watch. It's really moving. Clarissa Ward has done some incredible reporting where her life has been at stake so many times, numerous times. She said in her 20 years of reporting, she's never had a moment like this. With Travis Timmerman, I believe he was in prison for 3 months. He said he had spent, this is how he got captured, he spent 3 days living in a mountain area without food and water. It was somewhere near the border between Lebanon and Syria. Then he was detained by a border guard and imprisoned by the Assad regime. He did say he was fed well and he always had water during his months of imprisonment. He said the only difficulty was not being able to go to the bathroom regularly, although he did say he could hear other prisoners being tortured, which to me sounds like the absolute worst. I just awful. But
we know that there are thousands of Syrians or people that the Syrian government was suspicious of for various reasons. A lot of them, most of them, I would imagine, were imprisoned for no good reason whatsoever. And the likelihood is that we won't find out what happened to many of them, right? I mean, this is such an insane situation, and who was keeping track? And the people who might have been keeping track are all gone. So now it's up to the people who are there to try and find whoever's left or where they might be. And you mentioned Austin Tice, the reporter. I don't know how they'll ever locate that person.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, it's the Assad regime was absolutely brutal. About 300,000 Syrian civilians died during his regime. Just unthinkable. It's so many tortured, imprisoned, and murdered.
Should we take a phone call before we go to break?
Okay.
Let's talk to Tim, who's with us on KMOX. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. If I get this right, this guy crossed into Syria illegally, correct?
Yeah, that's what is being reported.
Yes. Well, if he did so, he's not going to get a pity party from me for doing something foolish. And then, now everybody's trying to make him out to be a hero because he was held hostage, which is his own fault.
Well, yeah, Tim, and I agree with you. I do not make him out to be a hero because I think this is one of those instances where if you are an American and you go to a country that's in severe conflict and very unstable in the middle of a war, and the American government
and
is telling you,
the State Department is telling you, do not go here. It's very easy to find out that information, by the way.
Yes.
What countries to go to, not go to. They have threat
warnings
levels.
pop up if you buy a flight. And yes, I agree. I mean, he only has himself to blame for crossing illegally. I mean, you're glad he's okay, but no, not a hero, because he could have potentially put America in a very bad spot trying to get an American away from a dictatorial regime.
Also, had no idea there was an Urbana, Missouri.
Neither did I. I knew Champaign-Urbana.
Yes.
In Illinois.
Urbana. Don't say Urbana. They'll it would be bad. They'll throw you in a Syrian prison. Look, it is and apparently I looked up Urbana. Damn it. See what you've done to me? I looked up Urbana.
Going to prison together,
I looked up Urbana. And there are like 50 Urbanas in the country.
Really?
I didn't know there were that many.
Also, we want to know if it's Gala or Gala Apple. Please call us. Let us know.
What? It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. Major Garrett joins us next.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Thanks, Bob. We're here with Doug the Elf, asking about the hottest holiday gifts of the year. Doug, what's on your list?
We're getting Missouri lottery scratchers and draw games. We came all the way from the North Pole.
They don't have lottery tickets there?
Now, Missouri lottery tickets, they created a new millionaire every 8.1 days last year. Woohoo! I just won!
But I thought that was a gift.
Well, yeah, for me.
You heard it here first. Scratchers and draw games from the Missouri Lottery make great gifts for the holidays. Play it forward and play responsibly. Back to you in the studio.
At 10:30, we've got 28 degrees downtown at the Arch. Biden administration officials are fanning out across the Middle East for talks on Syria and a Gaza ceasefire. CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken traveled to Jordan.
We're back in the region at a time of both real promise but also peril.
In Israel, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said his goal is to close a deal on Gaza this month.
We can't rest until it actually happens. It might not happen, but I believe it can happen with political will on both sides.
He said Israel has indicated it wants a deal agreed to, and there is movement, he says, from Hamas, which the U.S. has repeatedly called the main obstacle to peace.
The forecast for this afternoon, sunshine with some clouds and a high of about 40 degrees for tonight. Some clouds, still cold, low 24, and for tomorrow, cloudy and high 45. Right now, 28 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
It's officially the merry season, and St. Louis's Christmas station, 102.5 KEZK, is your home for holiday music. Spinning the biggest and best festive tracks all day long, now through Christmas Day. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Get your holiday fix on the radio at 102.5 FM. Ask your smart speaker to play 102.5 KEZK or listen on the go with the free Odyssey app.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends Mark and Neil Gelman from the Gelman team of eXp Realty. Selling your home, every situation is unique. Find the best options that are right for you from the real estate team who offer more options. My friends Mark and Neil Gelman. Check out the only agents that I trust at thegelmanteam.com.
'Tis the season for Hardee's handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch buttermilk biscuits pulled fresh from the oven. The return of special traditions like salty sweet candied bacon. And faithful friends like Hardee's cinnamon raisin biscuits gathered near to us and served all day, all season long. From icing drizzled biscuits to savory charbroiled burgers, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. Find the best deals on the Hardee's app. Items available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Onder Law, we deliver big judgments for the little guy. Onder Law takes on the biggest industries and holds them accountable. Call today for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
Hi, Roger Brand here, wanting to wish all the KMOX commuters a Merry Christmas and safe travels this holiday season.
Happy holidays from KMOX.
It is Thursday. It is 10:33, almost 10:34. Time to talk to our guy, Major Garrett, as we always do around this time on Thursday mornings. He is the chief Washington correspondent for CBS News. Also the author of a book, The Big Truth, Upholding Democracy in the Age of the Big Lie. And he's got two really good podcasts, which you should listen to on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts, called The Takeout and also The Agent of Betrayal. And Major Garrett is with us this morning. Good morning, Major.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Hey, we're doing great. And I just realized I am wearing a Led Zeppelin shirt, and I did not do this on purpose.
He did it on purpose. He's trying to butter you up. Unbelievable.
Look. Everyone who loves Led Zeppelin appreciates all Led Zeppelin soulmates. So welcome aboard.
All right. See?
I like Led Zeppelin. No one asked me.
Well, get a shirt.
We've got jealousy going on here.
Speaking of jealousy, Amy is very jealous that President-elect Trump is the Time Person of the Year. Does this matter?
Not as much as it used to. It matters a lot to President-elect Trump because he has a mentality, which he's talked about many times, and biographers have documented this, views in the 70s and 80s in America, and 70s, 80s America, Time Magazine and the cover thereof, quite separate from Person was Man of the Year in the 70s and 80s, by the way, was a huge deal, enormous deal within all publishing circles in America. It was among the most important, noteworthy recognition you could have globally. Trump remembers that. If you went up to Trump Tower long before he was a candidate for political office, starting in 2015, you would see any time he'd been on Time Magazine as a cover. So he cares about this enormously. But Time Magazine is fractionally as important as it once was. All quote unquote legacy media outlets are fractionally as important as they used to be. But I do think the one thing that throughout history, this Person of the Year, Man of the Year, has conveyed from Time is the most important person of that year, for good or for ill. There are many notorious people who've been on the cover of Time Magazine as Man of the Year. I'm not saying President-elect Trump is notorious, but he is certainly the dominant figure of this political year. And Time Magazine made a decision that being the dominant political figure of this year made you the dominant figure globally. There are probably people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Sam Altman with AI or things like that who have been competitors. In entertainment, you could make a very credible argument that Taylor Swift is the Person of the Year, but they landed on President-elect Trump, and I'm sure he's delighted by that.
Major, bigger news coming out of Washington is that President Biden has commuted 1,500 sentences. He's pardoned 39 people convicted of nonviolent crimes, and this is the biggest single-day act of clemency in the country's history. What do you make of President Biden's pardons and commutations of sentences, especially in light of him pardoning his son, Hunter?
First of all, if you hear an overhead announcement, I'm at the Key West, Florida airport. I'm here for 2 days because my goddaughter's getting married. So if you hear an overhead announcement, it's because I'm at the Key West airport. Getting away from Washington ever so briefly. So This is reflective of long conversations, basically even before the election, but they certainly accelerated and grew in intensity after the election for President Biden to use his powers of commutation and pardoning to do something that many in the progressive movement thinks he ought to do to enhance or reorient his historical legacy in terms of federal crime legislation. Many progressives have a very dim view of the crime bill that he authored in the mid-1990s, believe it intensified the sort of federal application of harsh prison sentences for nonviolent offenses, many drug offenses, and they wanted President Biden, before he left office, to use that power of commutation or pardon to redress some of these quote-unquote injustices. That's certainly part of what this 1,500 number reflects. I will make this prediction. It will not be the last bit of news on the pardon front that will come from President Biden, because there's another layer of conversations about other people who might be subject to investigations or prosecutions in the incoming Trump administration. And those conversations are ongoing. And there'll be conversations that are not just going to happen within the White House, but there'll be phone calls made. Do you want a preemptive pardon to X, Y, or Z? And the answers back on that will be pretty interesting. Do you want a preemptive pardon, newly minted Senator Adam Schiff of California? Maybe yes, maybe no, but it'll be a part of a conversation. So it's not the last, I predict, that we've heard about either commutations or pardons.
What would be the downside for somebody like Schiff saying, no, I don't want to, or yes, I do want to take that pardon because I know the Department of Justice under Trump might come after me for something? What would be the downside politically?
So the orientation around it would be it's a tacit admission of some manner of guilt. Remember, when Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon, he said acceptance of a pardon is an admission of some manner of guilt. It's implied. It is part of what you're accepting. And if you believe fundamentally you've done nothing wrong and you believe you would survive your day in court and be vindicated, why would you ever accept a pardon? That would be part of the conversation. And it's not just political. It's very much legal and what's your future. Now, a sitting senator might say, come after me. Give it your best shot. Or it'd say, no, I'll accept it. Anyway, these conversations are, I guarantee you, very lively in Washington right now.
Major, I'm going to ask a super cynical question, and I'm just going to throw it out there because it was my first thought. Is President Biden going to pardon any other wealthy tax cheats or those convicted of federal gun crimes? And I know that's a cynical question, but that was my first thought. Any other wealthy tax cheats?
Right. You know, look, so these 1,500 commutations and pardons don't go in that direction necessarily, but many previous presidential pardons have. Presidents have pardoned wealthy, well-connected people because there's a well-connected, wealthy sort of conduit that finds its way to most presidents, Republican or Democrat, and powerful lawyers and powerful advocates get to them and have their cases heard, and their orientation toward the necessity of a pardon or a commutation gets a fairer and more expansive hearing because you're wealthy and well-connected. That's been something that's been part of American life for a very long time.
Yeah, and
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Hunter Biden, and that has already become a huge issue. I just saw a poll this week. Only 2 out of 10 Americans support the pardon of Hunter Biden, in part because they were told, and they believed it, whether they should have or not, what the president said about this. He wasn't going to do it. Now, and they probably weren't expecting the president to express the reason for it in the way he did, basically as a teardown of the American justice system. Like, hello, I thought you guys were running on upholding rule of law. And if a jury hears it and a jury sorts through everything and you believe a jury verdict, just as you believed about President Trump, and you believe that was an application of justice, wait, it's suddenly unjust with Hunter Biden? It just hasn't set well at all.
Yeah,
I think that's for most of us. Once you say, and look, we get it, politicians don't always do what they say they're going to do. That goes for Joe Biden. It goes for Donald Trump. It goes for any president. It goes for any politician, right? But when they very explicitly and are asked multiple times what they are going to do about a particular matter, and they go directly against that, it doesn't sit well with people.
And as we've discussed before, and I don't believe this part can be overemphasized, the pardon is not just for the crimes that we are familiar with, gun crime and tax violations, any crimes that might have been committed, and there's a specific date on which this period of potential criminality begins. It's 11 years ago. I wonder why. It's when Hunter landed on the Burisma board in Ukraine. Is that a coincidence? Is that an accident? You don't believe that? I don't believe it. Anyone listening to my voice doesn't believe that. That is the most galling aspect of this. That level of specificity tells you there is some level of not incidental concern about his possible prosecution for those things. Vindicating, if not vindicating, at least offering some backup to what Republicans have said about Hunter Biden all these many, many months.
Yeah, it does. I think it adds to that cynicism and to the nature of it with, wealthy tax cheat was Biden's word, were his words when he talked about that. So I think it does lead to increasing cynicism. Switching over quickly to Syria and the uncertainty there as the rebel army is running the country now, but we're kind of waiting to see what that shakes out to be. The Assad regime has come to an end, but how is Washington responding to the unstable situation right now going, okay, they were run by Iran and Russia, backed by Iran and Russia. Now it could be Al-Qaeda. Where are we in Washington?
So it's cautious but cooperative. And those two things are net pluses. We haven't achieved the things we need to achieve, but there's tremendous conversation and dialogue between the Trump transition and the Biden administration about what to do next in Syria. And don't believe for a second what President-elect Trump put on Truth Social. It's not our fight. Of course, technically, we're not fighting to depose the Assad regime. But if you think that implies we have no interest in Syria, think again. We have tremendous interest in Syria. Look at the map. through Syria flowed many things into Lebanon, injurious to Israel's interests and U.S. interests, straight to Hezbollah. ISIS had once important geographic bases of operation in northern Syria. Those were eradicated during the Trump years. We want to make sure they do not come back. We want to make sure that there are no more refugees into Jordan, stabilizing U.S. ally in the region. Israel and the United States have both taken care to destroy as many of the chemical weapon stockpiles, the aircraft and munitions of the Syrian Assad regime. Why? So it's not used by anyone who may take power in Syria or who may vie for power in Syria that wants to harm Israel or American interests. The Turks are deeply involved. The Iraqis are deeply involved. The Iranians are on the run, and the Russians are on the run. The last two things I mentioned, the Iranians on the run and the Russians on the run, very good for the United States, very good for Israel. How do you make sure that holds? All of those things are up for grabs right now, and all of those things are of supreme interest to the outgoing Biden administration and the incoming Trump administration. And the last thing I'll say about Syria is, on the takeout, 3 weeks ago, I had an hour-long conversation with the managing editor of Foreign Policy magazine, a guy named Ravi Agarwal. We didn't mention Syria once. Not because we're stupid, but because we didn't think in 13 days the Assad regime, which for two different Assads, the father and the son, ruled Syria for 53 years. We didn't think it would collapse in less than 2 weeks. Unexpected things happen. And I know the incoming Trump administration feels supremely confident. They have all this experience. They have all these intentions. Guess what? External events humble every American president. And I would just offer this word of caution to the incoming Trump administration. External events like this one are unpredictable and they can be humbling.
Major Garrett, you mentioned the takeout. Who's on it this week?
Seth Moulton, Democrat from Massachusetts, who has gotten himself into quite a bit of hot water with Democrats by saying things like, maybe we ought to have a conversation about transgender rights and whether little girls should be competing against people who changed their sexual identity from what they were ascribed as children and compete in sports. And he got a tremendous amount of blowback, and Democrats have begun to write him off and say this and that. He's like, what do you mean? I'm just reflecting what happened in the election. Can't we at least have a conversation about that? There's talk of him being primaried in Massachusetts. Some people in the Democratic Party in Massachusetts trying to write him out of the Massachusetts Democratic Party. And he's like, wait a minute. This party better have a conversation with itself before it can have a conversation with the country about reorienting itself to the results of the 2024 election. All that is explored this week on the takeout.
Major Garrett, as always, we appreciate it. We will let you get back to Key West, and all of the people who will come up to you, recognize you, and say, hey, aren't you the guy from that's always on KMOX once a week? That's you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Aren't you that D-list celebrity from St. Louis? And I'll say yes.
Hey, you're on the Deal Book Summit with all those, with Kellyanne Conway and Kevin McCarthy and all the big hitters. What are you talking about?
Yes. Well, if you watch that, you will see that I got about 7 minutes of that, and I never screamed once. So that's.
But there was some of that going on.
But lots of other people did.
Yeah.
Lots of other people did.
Well,
oh,
now
man, that was interesting.
Now's your time to party it up, get a good tan in Key West, drink some margaritas.
Congrats to the
Major
goddaughter.
like you've never seen him before.
Exactly. All
See
right,
you,
guys. Have a
see you,
great week.
Major.
Bye-bye.
Major Garrett, Chief Washington Correspondent for CBS News. Of course, you can hear his podcasts, both of them, The Takeout and Agent of Betrayal. Use the Odyssey app where you can listen to this show live. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply at lifemd.com. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
Should GLP-1 weight loss medication like Wegovy and Zepbound cost hundreds of dollars? We don't think so. TryLifeMD.com helps provide insurance access to the leading GLP-1 medications. Visit TryLifeMD.com to get your free insurance benefits check and see your eligibility in minutes. Listen to Tara's story after losing 42 pounds.
You just take your shot. It doesn't feel like you're on a diet. What I wasn't expecting it to do was to shut off the food noise. I had gone from 237 to 195. This was life altering. And if I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it.
Get started right now with your free insurance benefits check and see your eligibility for coverage in minutes at trylifemd.com. That's TRYLIFEMD.com.
The Dave Glover Show is excited to partner with Hardee's and Operation Food Search for our holiday food drive. The show will be out at Hardee's in St. Peter's on Friday, December 20th, starting at 1 p.m. All donations will benefit Operation Food Search to help children and families facing food insecurities. The Dave Glover Show, live at Hardee's in St. Peter's. Get all the details about the campaign or to make an online donation, head to the KMOX.com events page now.
For eligible individuals 18 and older with self-perceived mild to moderate hearing loss only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Life without hearing aids can be frustrating.
Andy, did you hear what she just said?
No, I'm sorry. What did I miss?
I said I got the promotion, Dad. I thought you would be excited.
You're missing out on the important moments of your life because you just can't hear them. It's time to try the Jabra Enhanced Select 500, our smallest, most advanced hearing aid. With proprietary speech clarity technology, even the most complex listening situations like a noisy restaurant are crisp and clear. And you can get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional care you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. Get Jabra Enhance over-the-counter hearing aids and stop missing the important moments. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan with a quick reminder. Schedule that annual eye exam. Routine eye exams not only diagnose vision changes, but can detect systemic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, thyroid disease, to name just a few. Do what I do. Call Ophthalmology Associates at 314-966-5000. The doctors there, Greg Birdie, Ranj Malhotra, Samuel Berry, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, will provide you with the area's most comprehensive eye exam. These doctors can also help with dry eye disease, the result of staring at screens, flying in airplanes, or living in a dry environment. Dry eye sounds harmless, but it can cause inflammation, blurred vision, and damage to the eye surface that's sometimes difficult to reverse. The doctors at Ophthalmology Associates are expert in diagnosis and treatment of dry eye disease. 314-966-5000, YourEyeDoc.com.
This is Bernie Miklas. If you'd like to build a home, consider Fisher & Fritchel, a local family-owned company that receives numerous awards for its legendary quality and exceptional customer service. In 2024, they received the Torch Award from the Better Business Bureau and were voted Best Residential Builder by readers of the Post-Dispatch. They're currently building stunning homes and detached villas in Cottleville, Forestell, Lake St. Louis, O'Fallon, and St. Peters, or they can build a home on your land. For details, visit fnfhomes.com.
Count on Steel for Christmas cleanup made easy with the SEA 20 battery-powered handheld vacuum. Now just $99.99. Visit your local Steel dealer today or shop online at steelusa.com. Valid offer for a limited time, only at participating dealers while supplies last.
I'm Megan Lynch. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Ranj? I don't know if you saw this, but Elton John is saying that the legalization of marijuana is one of the greatest mistakes of all time. That was his quote, one of the greatest mistakes of all time. He criticized the legalization of pot, saying that it is addictive and it impairs cognitive thinking. Quote, I maintain that it's addictive. It leads to other drugs. And when you're stoned, and I've been stoned, you don't think normally. Legalizing marijuana in America and Canada is one of the greatest mistakes of all time. He continues to say that it is a gateway drug. It impairs thinking. And I asked friends in the medical world, because I've always said, they always like, well, marijuana is not addicting. I'm like, but it is addicting. And they said, no. And I go, well, I've got friends who were, they said, literally addicted to it. They couldn't stop. And what my friends in the medical world explained, it's not chemically addicting like meth. You take meth one time,
right?
It's over. It's game over.
Heroin, that
heroin,
kind of thing.
that type of thing. But they said it's psychologically addicting, where it's such a it's really, really hard to get off of it.
Right.
I had a friend who almost lost her family and marriage because if it was in the house, like that's what she did when it was there, even if, there were little kids around. And so I thought that was an interesting take from somebody who would know, probably has had access to a lot of stuff in his day.
Yeah, it just because, I don't agree with him at all. I know a lot of people who smoke, who chew or eat gummies or whatever. And I don't know how many of them, if any, have said, well, this is great. Let's see what meth is like. I don't buy that. I think it might just be that he is one of those people predisposed to having an addiction of something. And a lot of people are that. But the chemical thing does matter quite a bit because if you smoke a lot of weed, it just becomes a habit. Habits can be broken, but if it's a chemical addiction, that's the thing
really
where you got to
hard.
go to rehab.
Yeah. And my friend actually did end up going to rehab, but like I said, it is a psychological addiction. You can be more predisposed to that, but it definitely creates a feeling that can be really hard to deny yourself.
I think that's extremely dramatic of him to say that this is the worst thing that we've ever done. Michael Jordan's house finally sold. Did you see this?
No, I knew it was for sale.
It first went on the market in 2012. This is a suburban home in Chicago, just outside of Chicago. That's what a suburb is. $29 million it went on the market.
A suburb.
I call it the suburbs. I call this downtown. $29 million it went on the market for.
Yeah.
It sold for $9.5.
Oh.
So he
ouch.
took quite a hit.
Is it ugly?
No.
Maybe it's ugly on the inside.
No, but the gate outside has a big 23 on it. The dude's got already 2 homes in Florida, and he's building like a third. He's fine.
Maybe it needs a lot of repair.
He's fine.
Maybe it's dated. You know what I mean? A big house that's dated, that's going to require a lot to redo.
Who would not want to live in Michael Jordan's old house, though? So,
Wade.
Maybe. We are waiting. I don't think we've heard yet from Governor Mike Parson as to who his selection for St. Louis County prosecutor is going to be. However, the person that Sam Page has decided should be county prosecutor is Court Van Ostrin. He is in studio with us next on KMOX.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. When sending a package, why venture outside? Ship with USPS for a true holiday ride. Want to stay cozy and warm? There's no need to roam. With free package pickup and labels printed from home. We have over 600,000 employees always in motion. And before you know it, your gift has delivered emotion. Spread the holiday joy this season with USPS's Enhanced Network. Learn more at USPS.com/holiday ride.
Discover the only true luxury Genesis experience at the first and only standalone Genesis dealership in Missouri. Genesis of St. Charles. True luxury isn't just built, it's engineered with precision and passion. When it comes to unparalleled service and luxury, accept no substitutes. Genesis of St. Charles is ranked in the top 10% of all dealers in the country. Treat yourself to the exclusive Genesis experience because true luxury deserves its own stage. See for yourself. Visit Genesis of St. Charles today, based on GMA sales records.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. University of Maryland Global Campus keeps your educational goals attainable with no-cost digital materials, replacing textbooks in most courses, affordable tuition, and over $15 million in scholarship opportunities available each year. Find out if you qualify. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
KMOX, KEZK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
For eligible individuals 18 and older with self-perceived mild to moderate hearing loss only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Life without hearing aids can be frustrating.
Andy, did you hear what she just said?
No, I'm sorry. What did I miss?
I said I got the promotion that I thought you would be excited.
You're missing out on the important moments of your life because you just can't hear them. It's time to try the Jabra Enhance Select 500, our smallest, most advanced hearing aid. With proprietary speech clarity technology, even the most complex listening situations like a noisy restaurant are crisp and clear. And you can get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional care you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. Get Jabra Enhance over-the-counter hearing aids and stop missing the important moments. Save $300 on Enhance Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
It is 11 o'clock in mid-America. We've got 30 degrees downtown at the Arch. An American from Missouri, Travis Timmerman, has been found in Syria, not far from Damascus, after being freed by Islamist fighters from prison. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer spoke with Timmerman not long after he was located, tells us what he was doing after being freed from the prison.
With no idea that the dictator was gone, Timmerman made up his mind to leave Syria secretly, and he was walking with his head down, sleeping in abandoned houses until he was spotted this morning in an orchard. The State Department says they're aware of reports of an American who's just been released from jail, and they are attempting to provide support.
President Biden is commuting the sentences of some 1,500 people.
The largest single-day act of clemency in modern history has gone to those released from prison and placed in home confinement during the COVID pandemic. In addition, the president is pardoning 39 Americans convicted of nonviolent crimes. Pardons are traditional at the end of presidential terms, but some can be controversial, like the president's pardon of his son Hunter. And Biden has been under pressure to issue preemptive pardons for those who may be targeted for political retribution by President-elect Donald Trump. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Tax breaks to build new labs in the Cortex Innovation District for an Alzheimer's disease research company get committee approval, but not without some doubts. Cortex President Sam Fiorello says the $40 million in incentives would keep C2N Diagnostics from moving away from St. Louis. The firm is considering Chicago and Boulder, Colorado.
Both of them have second-generation lab space, which means tenants have been gone. It's built out, so it can be much lower cost. And two is that both the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, and the competition in Colorado, they have incentive dollars that they can throw at the project.
The company wants to take up a significant portion of the former Goodwill building at Forest Park and Sarah. 2 aldermen on the development committee voted no. Some had concerns the plan was moving too quickly. City Police Chief Robert Tracy defends the use of surveillance technology before the Board of Aldermen. He says tech has helped them find the man they've accused of kidnapping and killing a Clayton woman. Tracy adds the technology is also aiding them in their current investigation into the shooting that killed CBC student and hockey player Colin Brown.
A lot of things that we talk about today that we are using to help us try to solve that case.
The KMOX Business Desk, Facebook friends the inauguration.
Meta Platforms made a $1 million donation to President-elect Donald Trump's inaugural fund, hoping for a positive relationship with the White House. Kimberly Adams, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's down 77 points. We've got a stalled vehicle 255 going east at 55. It's got the right lane closed. Also some roadwork 364 going eastbound at 94 west. That's got the left lane and the left shoulder closed.
Chilly this afternoon with sunshine and some clouds. High temperatures will be near 40. Partly cloudy and cold tonight, low 24. Not quite as chilly tomorrow. It will be mostly cloudy and brisk, high 45. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got clouds and 30 in St. Peter's, 29 Florissant, 31 downtown at the Arch, but the feels like is 23 with winds out of the east-southeast at 8, gusting to 12. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
In Missouri, farming isn't just a profession, it's a purpose. You can feel it in our 27 million acres of farmland. You can see it in the nearly 41,000 Missourians who work in agriculture. You can hear it at our farmers markets. You can count it in the $93.7 billion it brings our state. And you can taste it at your family's dinner table. A lot of farmers in our state rely on Bayer's tools and inventions because Bayer has a purpose too. To help farmers thrive. Learn more at go.bayer.com/purpose. Paid for by Bayer.
This hour of the Chris and Amy Show is sponsored by John Mazalok's Bowtie Boutique, making moves and looking sharp since '07.
Have yourself
a merry little.
It is hour 2 of the Chris and Amy show. And on January 2nd, that will be the last day for Wesley Bell to be the county prosecutor here in St. Louis. He is going to Congress. Of course, you have heard he won the election back in November, so he'll represent District 1. We are joined in studio right now by County Executive Sam Page's choice to replace Wesley Bell, Court Van Ostren. Of course, we are also waiting for Mike Parson, the governor of the state, to tell us who he wants to be the county prosecutor. So there's a bit of a legal battle that's about to take place, and Court Van Ostren is with us now on KMOX. We appreciate you coming in. How are you doing?
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Amy. I'm only a little resentful that I'm not in Key West like your last guest, but this is my second choice.
No,
so
Major deserves it. He deserves every
He's
bit
a
of it.
man about the world, though.
He
He's
really
always
is.
on a plane.
Yeah.
If we don't have him on the phone, it's because he's on a plane.
He always has to tell us that the announcements in the airport are going to interrupt the interview. He always
He works hard. He deserves the time
Yeah,
off.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, it's a flex. So right now, as Ranj mentioned, we're waiting for Governor Parson to name his pick to replace Wesley Bell's county prosecutor. So obviously, going into this, when Sam Page selected you, did you kind of know, okay, well, there's still a lot of question marks, even though I have been picked by the county executive?
Yeah, there's no doubt that there is more uncertainty than I initially expected, I guess, around this process. But the Attorney General filed his lawsuit, I believe, the day before Thanksgiving. And so I knew that there would be some question marks around this. I was frankly surprised when I learned that the governor planned to have any role in this whatsoever, in part because, I'm a lawyer. I know that precedent matters. And I watched just last year in St. Charles County, they have a very similar charter to ours. And when their prosecuting attorney left that office, the county executive there made the appointment. As far as I'm aware, there was no interference or really even any commentary by the governor. So I was surprised when the governor said he was going to be involved in this process. But I'll tell you, as you said at the outset, Chris, we have about 3 weeks until Wesley Bell leaves office. This is a really important office. It's the largest prosecuting attorney's office in the state, obviously about 1 million people in the county. So it's really a matter of public safety to make sure that we have a smooth transition. I'm trying to sort of be solely focused on that. I'm not a party to the lawsuit. I'm not one of the lawyers handling the lawsuit. Our courts are going to resolve that just as they do thousands of other cases every year. My sole focus is making sure that I'm ready to take that office, take the reins of that office and make sure that the office can continue to function smoothly.
In terms of what's happening, though, I think a lot of people who may not be paying close attention will look at the St. Louis area and see that we have a new prosecuting attorney, a circuit attorney in the city of St. Louis, and that he was appointed by the governor. So why wouldn't it work the same in the county? That's what I think a lot of people would look at and say, should it be that way or should that matter?
Well, so again, I'm not a legal expert in this area, but I'll tell you, you don't really need legal expertise to know and understand that the charter of St. Louis County, which is something that is provided for in the Missouri Constitution, is very different than in the city of St. Louis. There's very specific language there, about how that appointment's made. So that was not controversial that the governor made that selection. He made a great selection, by the way. Gabe Gore, I think, is a great prosecutor. Like me, was a federal prosecutor before he took that office. And I think he's doing a great job in the city of St. Louis. But it's really apples and oranges. There's no comparison there. Again, St. Charles is the correct comparison. That's, they got a similar county charter. So I don't think that will ultimately be controversial. But like I said, Chris, I also don't really have the luxury of thinking too much about that. I'm trying to focus on how do we make sure we're ready to continue the business of the prosecuting attorney's office, continue to keep violent people off the streets of St. Louis County. That's what I'm focused on.
My understanding is that the St. Louis County Council will vote on Sam Page's selection of you to be the county prosecutor. And if the county council votes yes, you're the county prosecutor to fulfill Wesley Bell's term. If they vote no, or if they don't vote at all, you would be appointed as the acting county prosecutor. This was from Doug Moore, Sam Page's spokesman, I believe, explaining the difference between really the title acting and just county prosecutor. If the county council were to vote no, would you step in as the acting county prosecutor?
Well, I want to tell you, first of all, I mean, I want to win the county council's support More than that, I want to work with the county council on an ongoing basis. And I've already had a number of meetings with members of the county council of both political parties. I'm lucky to have relationships that, go back a number of years with some members of the county council. And I think it's very important that the prosecuting attorney has a close partnership with the members of the county council. They represent different parts of the county, different constituencies. So really, it should be and of course, they control, frankly, the purse strings of the office. So it should really be a two-way street. There should be a close working partnership there. Now, listen, I also saw that news story about, the potential of an acting prosecutor or something like that. I'll just say about that, we've got to be responsible when it comes to public safety. Wesley Bell is going to be gone. He's going to be in Congress. We have to have a prosecuting attorney in St. Louis County on January 4th. But again, I trust that those things are going to get worked out appropriately. My focus is building a relationship with the county council that can continue once I'm in office, trying to win their support and getting ready to make sure that we have a smooth transition.
What do you believe your level of support with the council to be right now?
I think that's hard to gauge, Chris. I believe that I have good support among a number of members of the county council, as well as the incoming county council, by the way, because of course there will be a change in the membership, at least in a couple members. And I think that I have good support. I know that they have a lot of concerns about the process. Again, I think those concerns are really between the county council and the county executive's office. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have much of an opinion on that. My opinion doesn't matter much on that. But I do believe that the county council ultimately want the same things that I want. They want a well-functioning prosecuting attorney's office. They want, a priority on public safety. They want to see some of the good things that Wesley Bell innovated when he came into office. They want to see those things continue. So I think that our priorities, our values are similar. And so ultimately, I believe that I'll have their support.
Forgive me for the question, because I know it's, I guess, a lawsuit with the attorney general. And so there are certain rules that come with lawsuits. But have you been able to talk to Governor Parson, or did you happen to know him at all before this?
I have not spoken to Governor Parson. I'd be happy to speak with Governor Parson. I think that as the prosecuting attorney, I will want to have a close relationship with the governor's office. That obviously won't be Governor Parson for too much longer, but Governor Kehoe as well. Governor-elect Kehoe would want to have a close working relationship with him. I think that those things are important. I'll also tell you, I'm lucky to have. I've been a practicing attorney for about 10 years. I'm lucky to have close relationships around the state, including with some Republican elected prosecuting attorneys. I know that some of those folks have reached out to the governor and said, Court is a down the line prosecutor. We may not agree on everything political, but he's someone that is going to do the job well, is going to work hard to keep violent people off the street, is going to run the office in an efficient manner. This is the kind of person that Governor Parson really shouldn't have a problem with. And I think that's true. I appreciate that advocacy on my behalf. I haven't spoken directly to the governor. And, ultimately the governor may make his own nomination or may declare who he believes the right person is. I didn't apply through the governor's process. And ultimately, again, I think the county executive has the power to do that. The courts are going to make that determination in due course.
Yeah, you may not know the answer to this, but if it turns out that the court finds in favor of the governor and the attorney general, is there an appeal process that you would go through, or is there even one that you can go through on that?
Well, I certainly think that there can be an appeal. Right now, this is with the St. Louis County courts, and they will issue their opinion. But just like in any other case, there can always be an appeal of legal issues up to the higher courts. So we'll see if that happens in this case.
But it's not the sort of thing right now that if they decide against you that you're going to appeal it. You don't know that now?
No, I mean, and again, Chris, I'm not the litigant. The party is the county, right? So the county will make that decision. I'm really not involved in the lawsuit at all, even though it's obviously going to affect me. But again, that's why I'm really not getting too worked up about any of those legal proceedings. I'm trying to stay focused on making sure I'm ready to do this job and making sure that the office can continue to run smoothly.
Has the county executive said anything about what he would prefer? For instance, if the county council were to vote no, say, hey, but I would like you to stay as acting county prosecutor because we need a prosecutor until January 4th, at least.
We really haven't had any specific conversations about that. Again, I was, I'm somewhat familiar with the county charter. It makes a provision so that there are always folks in these offices. It gives the county executive, I think, some authority to do that. But again, we really haven't had any specific conversations like that. My hope is that the county council will take this up quickly. I know that they understand how important this office is as well. And I want to win their support. And again, continue to forge a working relationship with them.
So in the end, if it does, if it is so that you become the county prosecutor and that's the job you have you determined whether or not you would run when that time is up again? Is it even, is that how it would work? Because I think it's a 2-year term, right? From when you would take over about?
That's right. So there'll be an election in 2026, and I'm not a candidate yet, but I'll just tell you, Chris, I have run for office before. I think that is important work. And so I think, frankly, it's one of the reasons that Dr. Page chose me for this position. I'm an experienced prosecutor. As an assistant United States attorney, I prosecuted and investigated all different types of crimes and cases. But I think one of the things that I brought to the table that none of the other candidates did is that I understand how to listen to the public in a methodical way. When I was running for Congress in 2018, I held town halls all over the district. And I was, proud to win the votes of 49% of St. Louis County voters in the district in that election. So I'm certainly, it won't be my first go round if I do run in 26. And I'll tell you, that is my intention right now. I'm not a candidate yet, but my intention is to stay in this office for years if the voters will send me back.
If you were to be county prosecutor, and let's say it goes through, you've got the next 2 years, is there anything that you would do differently of how the office runs now, or that you would prioritize?
As I said earlier, Amy, I want to keep in place a lot of the reforms that Wesley Bell put in place. I really believe in things like diversion programs for low-level, nonviolent offenders. I think when you think about the goals of sort of the criminal justice system, rehabilitation is a really important goal. And some of the numbers on the diversion programs in terms of recidivism are really impressively low. Something like 4%, I believe, is the number that Wesley gave me when we were talking about this. So I think keeping in place programs like that, conviction, integrity review, those are important things. But my first and highest priority is going to be, aggressively prosecuting violent crime, property crime, vehicle crime. We've got to do those things to keep St. Louis County safe. And sometimes, if people can't be out on the streets, if they're a danger to public safety, then one of the worthy goals of punishment is incapacitation and taking people out of society for a little while. And so when it comes to violent crime, again, we're going to aggressively prosecute those things. There are little things around the margins. I think we need to do some things to modernize the office and make sure that we have the tools that we need to aggressively prosecute violent crime. But again, that is going to be sort of my guiding principles, keeping the public safe. And I'm excited to get to work.
All right. So what happens over the next couple of weeks and we don't know how long it will take before a decision is made. So what can be accomplished between now and then for you?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm moving full steam ahead. Again, I'm not going to get distracted by any of the politics of this. I think it's too important to make sure that we have a smooth transition. So I've already started doing work on that front. I have asked just a really incredibly experienced veteran prosecutor to come be my first assistant. She was the first assistant at the United States Attorney's Office here, under, by the way, appointees of both Democratic and Republican presidents. That just almost never happens. I mean, around the country, it's a rare thing. It's a testament to who Carrie Costanton is. I'm extremely excited that she's agreed to come be my first assistant in the office. We are scheduling meetings with senior staff. I already met with the entire staff of the office last week just to give them an idea of what to expect. What things they can expect might change and what things won't. And, for the most part, again, we want things to be smooth. I intend to do a lot of listening at the outset. I come into this office as an outsider. Again, I'm coming from being a federal prosecutor. I think that's largely a good thing to get to come in sort of objectively, take an objective look at what's working, what can be improved in the office. But there's really no time to wait to start that transition. We've got to make sure that on January 3rd, there's no interruption to the service that the professionals in that office are providing to make sure that St. Louis County is kept safe. So that's going to be my first and highest goal over the next few weeks, is making sure that we have that smooth transition.
Court Van Ostrin, who is Sam Page's selection to be the new county prosecutor, with us in studio. Of course, there is a legal decision that needs to be made. We have not heard from the governor yet on who his choice is going to be, but we'll be paying attention. We'll have to. Court Van Ostrin, thank you for coming in.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Amy.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
From now on, our troubles will be miles away.
At Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, every moment with our patients is a gift. This holiday season, you can be the reason children have hope as they fight serious illness and reach milestones once thought impossible. Your gift provides life-saving care to those who need it most. Please donate today at treeofhope.org and be the reason a child has hope for tomorrow.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold at Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW. I am so confident that my team will take care of every one of your service and sales needs. I'll give you my cell phone, 618-791-5470. Newbold Toyota or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This year has flown by, and now you're planning to sell your home. Like you, most families have been waiting on the sidelines. Now the timing is better, but maybe you still have questions, right? This is Debbie Monterey for Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I've been telling you about Gloria Lou for years now because Gloria Lou is St. Louis's real estate expert. And if you have a home to sell, you need to get to know Gloria like I have. I've seen her systems, her guarantees. I've even met some of her clients. Gloria is different than any other realtor. If you need help selling for the most money, you need to call Gloria Lou. Here's another tip. If you have a home to sell in Crestwood, Shaw, Maplewood, or the Central West End, you absolutely must call Gloria Lou. Take it from me, Debbie Monterey, and call Gloria Lou at 314-325-6888. 314-325-6888. Online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything, online to hybrid courses, lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends Mark and Neil Gelman from thegelmanteam.com. If you need to sell your home to buy a new one, it's never been more important to have an experienced negotiator that you can trust. You need my friends Mark and Neil Gelman on your side fighting for every last dollar. Go to thegelmanteam.com.
You're leaving for work, but the garage door won't open. Is it the opener? Is the spring broken? Now you're late and your car is trapped. Well, don't panic. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis is here with same-day emergency service. They won't leave you stuck. The original Red Ribbon Garage Door Company, trusted in St. Louis since 1926. Call 314-781-5200 or schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
From city lights to neighborhood stories, KMOX's local newsroom keeps you informed. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining.
Bing.
So beautiful.
Oh, what's Bing is? What? Whoa! What have you done to Bing? What is it? Are we?
Do we sound like
okay?
this?
Did we just fall into a black hole?
I don't know what's going
on. Oh, that doesn't sound good.
We need to call the. Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Wow.
Hello?
I was gonna say it was the turntable. The Bing Crosby album was skipping, but it seems
It's
to be
us.
seems to be more than just
Oh,
that.
Wow.
gosh.
You know what
We're
that
good now.
felt like? That felt like the audio version of in Back to the Future when the pictures are racing. And like I felt like we were being erased from the space.
Oh, erasing. I was like, where was the picture race? I don't remember
no,
that.
the picture was
okay.
erasing, and all of his siblings
family, yep.
they were disappearing.
Right.
It felt like we were the audio version of that. We were being erased from the space-time continuum.
That'd be pretty awful if that happened to us.
Oh, especially right before we give away tickets to see the
Well, we're not
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Now, be careful because we're not doing it right now.
Oh, well, I'm being careful. The
You just
people
have to-
listening.
you have to tell people
Here's-
that it's going to happen.
Here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to say Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and then everybody jumps the gun and they start calling.
Yeah.
Don't call.
They do that.
You need to be careful.
Do not call yet. We'll let you know.
But I will say, you do need to worry. Because if you wanted to win these tickets, you're running out of time. We
Mhm.
have today and tomorrow.
Mhm.
Most likely, you're not going to win.
Mhm.
Everyone but one person is going to lose. This is a loser's game we're playing here.
Do you think if somebody tries to win tickets for Trans-Siberian Orchestra, that it will, and the show is on December 18th at Enterprise Center. Tickets are available if you want to go buy them. That if they don't win free tickets, that the next 13 days for them will be ruined. And that when they are spending Christmas with their family, all they're going to be thinking about is how they didn't get free TSO
I mean, they
tickets.
might. It might happen. I hope not. This is why I don't think we should do contests.
Why? Because you don't want people to be sad?
It creates losers.
Well, I mean, look.
I mean,
you're
I'm a
likely
fan
to
of
be-
losing. I think, you know what? I changed my mind. Losing builds resilience. I think people who call in,
Most people lose.
and don't win the tickets are going to be better for the experience.
Listen, here's what I will tell you. Most of us are losers in some way or another.
Oh, we've all lost. I'm great at failing.
Everybody in this room is a loser.
I always tell people, I told my students, it's okay to fail, but if you fail spectacularly.
You, giant loser. Matt Pajeski, big loser.
Well, that's the story of my life. No respect.
Oh my gosh. How old
Ja-
are you,
James
Matt?
O'S-
Matt, how do you,
James
Can
O'Sullivan.
we talk about how that's Matt's go-to clip? He's 14 years old.
He really
Why
is.
is he playing Rodney Dangerfield?
I love Rodney.
I barely know Rodney Dangerfield. I'm 100 years old. This guy's 12.
I love comedy, love stand-up comedy, love Rodney.
You love old stuff.
I love old
You're
stuff,
like
too.
Amy.
This is why we
Caddyshack.
like each other.
Oh yeah.
I almost wore a sweater too today, like that.
Look, I appreciate the fact Matt Pajeski is aware of things that happened before he
I
was
love
born.
it. I love it.
I appreciate
What if you were a
it.
skibbity toilet producer?
But it's also okay to learn about stuff that's happening now.
No,
I don't think so.
Terrible. All right. You need to be listening for your chance to win those Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets. We will do that before the show is over today. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the winter meetings and stuff and baseball and Cardinals and football and more with Bernie Miklasz next.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, write this number down or put it into your phone. 800-909-1822. The IRS is hiring more staff and cracking down. Call Tax Relief Helpers now to learn about our tax debt reduction programs and how to stop the collection efforts. If you're facing liens, levies, an audit, wage garnishment, or years of unpaid taxes, even if you're already in a payment plan, we can help. Through special IRS programs, you may qualify to have your tax debt settled for a fraction of what you owe. Tax Relief Helpers has helped thousands of taxpayers qualify for these generous relief programs, earning an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. No matter what amount you or your business owe to the IRS, call our tax relief hotline now for a free consultation and see what savings you may qualify for. Don't tackle the IRS on your own, and don't risk having your wages, Social Security, even your pension seized. Call now. Call 800-909-1822. That's 800-909-1822. 800-909-1822.
11:30, we've got 32 degrees downtown at the Arch. President Biden announces the largest single-day act of clemency in modern history. The sentences of more than 1,000 people are being commuted. Dozens are getting pardoned. Willie James Inman has more from the White House.
The president did put up a statement, and I want to read part of that statement. It says, America was built on the promise of possibility and second chances. As president, I have the great privilege of extending mercy to people who have demonstrated remorse and rehabilitation, restoring opportunity for Americans to participate in daily life and contribute to their communities.
Biden says he plans to review more clemency petitions before his term is over next month. This afternoon, chilly, sunshine, some clouds, high about 40 for tonight. Partly cloudy, low 24. Tomorrow, cloudy, brisk, not as chilly, high 45. Right now, 32, feels like 23. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underlaw Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Honey, bags are packed and in the trunk. Is the car good to drive to Mother's holiday dinner?
Yes, dear. Car's good. We have Ox Car Care for their extended car service plan. Ox covers our repair bills if anything happens. We have no worries if any problems come up on our holiday travels. Ox Car Care has our back.
I remember. Ox has flexible coverage plans that can protect issues with engine, transmission, brake systems, and so much more.
Yep, we don't pay. Ox pays. Ox gets it fixed for us. Joe at the auto shop says Ox Car Care pays them directly, and there's no complicated paperwork. Ox is A+ rated, with already millions of dollars paid out in claims.
Right. They handled our claim from start to finish, unlike those other companies. Good call. The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill this holiday. The only thing now is, which pie is Aunt Martha making?
Drive with absolute peace of mind this holiday season. Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-221-6319. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox today. 800-221-6319. 800-221-6319. Or oxcarcare.com.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply at lifemd.com. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
Should GLP-1 weight loss medication like Wegovy and Zepbound cost hundreds of dollars? We don't think so. TryLifeMD.com helps provide insurance access to the leading GLP-1 medications. Visit TryLifeMD.com and check your eligibility for GLP-1 medication with copays as low as $0. Listen to Tara's story after losing 42 pounds.
You just take your shot. It doesn't feel like you're on a diet. What I wasn't expecting it to do was to shut off the food noise. I'd gone from 237 to 195. This was life-altering, and if I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it.
Get started right now and check your eligibility for GLP-1 medication with copays as low as $0 at TryLifeMD.com. That's TryLifeMD.com.
It's a Thursday night of baseball and football. First up, it's a Countdown to Opening Day show, beginning at 6 with Matt Pauly and Mike Claiborne. Immediately followed by the Rams 49ers game. Hear it all right here on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Bernie Miklasz is sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. We talk now with our guy, Bernie Miklasz, who has now decided to join us every Tuesday and Thursday here on
You
KMOX.
just now decided?
Just now.
Wow.
Just now.
Okay. Well,
we were making him do it, and then he just now decided that he wants to do it.
Oh.
Can I tell a story that actually makes fun of myself? Can I do that?
Yeah, of course.
Self-deprecating story.
Yeah.
All right. Long story short, and no reason to go into details. Although no drinking was involved or anything. I was at home, very quiet. I did not get any sleep last night. I had one of those nights where I'm not feeling well and I'm tossing turns. So I have no sleep. So I wake up, I'm incoherent. I haven't had my coffee yet. And I'm trying to patch into the show at 9:30. Now, why the figure 9:30 popped into my head, I think it probably is an indication of my declining mental state. But I'm bothering Drew. I'm like, well, I can't get through on Opal. What can I call the studio? I don't want to be late. And someone there was kind enough to remind me that my hit is at 11:30.
So you were 2 hours early. It's better than 2 hours late.
But see, that just shows the subliminal enthusiasm I have to be on your show, right?
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And why wouldn't you?
It's like every Tuesday and Thursday is like Christmas morning for Bernie because he gets to join us.
I'm a horse in the starting gate. Open the gate. Let me run. So anyway.
Well, it kind of appears that Nolan Arenado is ready to run to 6 teams. He, according to reporting this week, he does have interest or would approve trades to the Dodgers, Padres, Angels, Phillies, Mets, or Red Sox. And in your opinion, try to project here. Where do you think he might end up?
Well, first of all, can I just say this? Like, if his agent said, well, geography is really not that important. He just wants to go to a winner. He wants to be with a contender. The clock is ticking, blah, blah, blah. What are the Angels doing on that list? They haven't had a winning season since 2015, and they haven't been in the playoffs. They've been in the playoffs one time since 2010. So anyway.
Yeah, can you imagine wasting 2 of the greatest talents of the last generation? And Mike Trout's been to 1 playoff series?
I know. And the other thing I don't understand about the list, it's like, well, why aren't the Yankees on there if he's willing to go to the Mets?
I don't know if this is how baseball players operate. Like, I really don't. But I mean, isn't Arenado from Newport Beach? Which is
he's
not
from
that
California.
Far from Anaheim?
Sure.
So is it just
That's
that he
part
wants
of
to
it.
play at his hometown?
Yeah, that's my conclusion, despite what his agent, who's a good agent and a good guy, Joel Wolf says, being close to home does matter to him because that's why the Angels would be on the list along with the Dodgers and the Padres. And watch out for the Padres, by the way, because, Arenado said he'll play first base. And the Padres could accommodate him with that because they have Louis Arai played there last year, but they can DH him. They actually have a need for a first baseman, so keep an eye on that one. I don't think that's been talked about much, me included. Haven't talked about that. So I'm a little surprised that Houston's not on his list because they have a chance to win. They would have a job for him under certain circumstances. So we'll see what happens, but I do believe John Mozeliak's going to push this to a conclusion. As I've said, Mo would have never been so forthcoming about it's our intention to trade him. We're talking to several teams. The agents involved, he's sort of facilitating things between the Cardinals and other teams. So I don't think John Mozeliak would have ever uttered any of these things publicly unless he's absolutely confident that a trade will be made.
Do you believe that if the Arenado deal is going to happen, and most people, like you said, believe it's going to, what else would you suspect? Is there another player that would be traded, or maybe a player that could be part of a package deal? What would you project here?
Are you talking about coming back to St. Louis for Arenado?
No. Going away. Yeah.
Well, Listen, I've been outspoken on this. The Cardinals are setting aside to an extent, next season to be a youth movement, and it's all about developing young players, giving young players an opportunity. Also, they're investing heavily in their farm system, so the more terrific young prospects they can add to that farm system, the better their future will be. In that context, it makes no sense to me to keep Ryan Helsley and Eric Fedde. It has nothing to do with them personally. But Fedde's going to be a free agent after next season. He's a good starting pitcher. The major league market for starting pitching right now is totally insane. There's been over $800 million spent already on free agent pitchers, and we still have some of the bigger names still out there. And, Helsley, there would be a market for him. And listen, both of these guys are going to be gone after 2025. They're not going to be staying here. It makes no sense for the Cardinals to keep them if they're just going to let them walk away after 2025. This is the time to cash in. So I still think that, a trade for one of them or both of them is still possible. But I'd be really surprised if the Cardinals keep them and then let them slip away, and then they don't cash in and add even more young talent to their organization. It just doesn't seem to make sense to me. If it's all about a youth movement and it's all about replenishing the minor leagues, trading them for prospects actually fits those goals. So anyway.
Yeah, Bernie, as you mentioned, we know the priority is a youth movement and shoring up minor leagues, coaching, all of that, those processes.
Mhm.
That I'm sure of. What I'm not sure of is, who are the Cardinals going to be this year? Have they decided they're going to be competitive or not competitive?
Well, John Mozeliak, with Tom Ackerman on Sports on a Sunday Morning, said it again this past week, that they believe they're going to have a really competitive team. They believe they can have a better season than a lot of people expect. And he's not using the contender word, but he's sort of implying that, because we all know the NL Central is not exactly a bracket of dominant teams. Although the Chicago Cubs are about to wheel into action, they could change that in a hurry. They're working on a lot of things. So I think I don't know whether it's because, listen, they want to try to boost the morale of fans, but they are talking about having a better team than people think. But what does that mean exactly? Because, in my book, when you've set this aside for a youth movement type of season, and, an Arenado and Goldschmidt are gone, Arenado not officially, it tells me that, you're not going to be able to play to your best level. You're not going to be able to go to the playoffs. So pardon me for being crass. What difference does it make if you win, say, 79 games and like 84 games? I don't know that it's going to matter in the grand scheme of the universe. So it's all about the future, but I don't know what to expect from them. There's so many variables, and I know you don't want on and on about it, but can Walker and Gorman bounce back? If Helsley stays, that'll make them more viable for sure. Can Nootbaar stay on the field? Can he be healthy? How much offense will Contreras put up now that he's going to be playing a lot more games at first base and not getting beat up all the time? What's Alec Burleson going to do? I mean, is Ivan Herrera going to be the catcher of the future with that good bat of his? I mean, there's so many different variables. It's hard to really forecast, what can we expect realistically in 2025?
There is, or at least John Mozeliak, it's not a report. I mean, he had said that this Japanese pitcher who's going to end up in the States, named Roki Sasaki, that they will, they'll entertain it. How serious do you think they would be to go after somebody like him?
Not serious, because, first of all, their international signing pool money available to the Cardinals for something like this, they have the second lowest international salary pool left in the second lowest in the majors right now. So they're not in prime position to do it. The other thing is, even though his agent says otherwise, this guy, Japanese media believe he wants to pitch for the Dodgers. He wants to pitch for the Padres. I think these West Coast teams would have a big advantage. And I also think the Cubs are going to go in there pitching pretty hard. So I just, listen, man, I'm really not trying to be Mr. Downer. I just don't see the Cardinals as one of the serious players in this, but I do appreciate the fact they're going to make a presentation.
Hey, Bernie, switching over to the NFL, or football, I should say, Bill
Sure.
Belichick, lauded as one of the best coaches of all time, one of the greatest football coaches of all time. And so if he is one of the greatest coaches of all time, how come no other NFL team wanted him and now he's over to college football? Is that his decision, or is it that no other NFL team wanted him?
Well, it's both, really. I think he's got a yearning to take his system to college football. I'm not sure why, but he obviously has interest. But I do think a lot of it had to do because the market never developed for him last offseason. I think the market in the NFL would have been stronger for him this coming offseason. But he's 72 years old. He's stepping. Listen, one of his very good friends in the world is Nick Saban. Nick Saban, the most successful college football coach of all time, at age 71, he just said, enough is enough. Enough. This NIL, the transfer portal, this job is totally different now. And I don't think that I fit these times anymore, and it's probably best for me to move on. That's what Nick Saban says, and he had built a kingdom there that's pretty much self-sustaining. So Bill Belichick's going to go into college football coaching for the first time at age 72. What does he know about NIL? What does he know about managing the transfer portal? What can he do recruiting? Because North Carolina is not a good ground for recruiting. And also, you're battling Clemson, you're battling SEC teams. I mean, this is a really tough assignment. And, think about it this way, too. I have great respect for Bill Belichick. But the guys that they're going to be trying to recruit, whether they're transfers or high school kids, the Patriots last won a Super Bowl in 2018. A lot of these kids were like 11, 12 years old. They don't, you know who the coaches are that they identify with? It would be Andy Reid. It would be Sean McVay. It would be people like that. Belichick's kind of a relic. Now he'll show his Super Bowl rings when he recruits and all that, but can he win without Tom Brady? I remind everyone, 83-101 is Bill Belichick's record without Tom Brady as his starting quarterback.
Yeah. I was wondering if is this tacit admission that he can't win in the NFL without Brady?
Well, he bristles at that, of course.
Yeah.
But listen, a fact is a fact. I think, where Bill Belichick went wrong in New England? It wasn't his coaching. He wanted to be the all-powerful final word on everything. He wanted to make all the personnel decisions. He didn't let his scouts really vet players. Bill would make up his mind, and that's it. Nobody questioned me. And their personnel decisions were awful under him in the final years of his stint there. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why teams stayed away from the NFL, because they know that he wants power, he wants control, and they see this horrible roster that shaped up in New England during his final seasons. I mean, just an eyesore type of roster, and I think that scared all of the NFL teams that otherwise might have been interested.
I thought you were going to say he went wrong when he cut the sleeves off his sweatshirt.
Well, that too. Well,
I think it's a nice look.
May I offer something else? Some more. Maybe Bill Belichick at North Carolina will have his 24-year-old girlfriend help do some recruiting, because she's of that generation, and she can relate to players. She can put in a good word. So anyway,
maybe she can enroll and get her master's.
She'd be a manager.
Oh my!
The team manager. So anyway, no, I tell you what, we all thought Deion Sanders going to Colorado became this instant hub of ESPN going nuts 24 hours a day, right? How many? Can you imagine the frenzy of covering every single step Belichick takes as the coach of North Carolina? He is going to be on our TV sets all the time.
I'm excited. Let's go.
I know you are.
So, all right, Bernie, we'll talk to you on Tuesday. But before we say goodbye, you know what to do.
Yes, sir. Saliga Heating and Cooling has been serving St. Louis families since 1927, and we're one of these families, and we're proud to be a Saliga family. We're very happy to be a Saliga family, and I'm proud to represent them here on KMOX. This independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer is just known for their excellent service, their track record, their integrity. They're not going to upsell. They're not going to hustle. They play it straight. In fact, in our experience, they even have saved us money on numerous occasions where they probably could have said, oh, no, you need to buy this equipment. No, they never did it. You know why? Because they want to build lasting relationships. That's the family tradition at Saliga. They want to make sure a family trusts them to the point where they'll call them every time they need help. And so I bank on that, the integrity and the knowledge and the professionalism. And of course, that American Standard equipment helps as well, because that's the gold standard. Hey, think about becoming a Priority Club member. That's a maintenance program. We are in that. We have been for years. It's worth every nickel, and it's not all that expensive. And you can make sure everything's functioning smoothly before the summer with your air conditioning, and for the dead of winter with your heat. And that way, no surprises. Everything's working fine. You're all set. Also, financing options are available subject to credit approval. For a whole list of services, go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com, and the phone number is there. It's SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley. All week, join me, Mike Claiborne, and Ricky Horton as we are live in Dallas for baseball's winter meetings. It's a pivotal moment for the Cardinals as they go through a reset, and it could be an active winter meetings for the club. We'll be there to react to any move the Cardinals might make while bringing you exclusive comments from club leadership on air, online, and on social media. KMOX live in Dallas for baseball's winter meetings. Brought to you by Goodwill. Give local, give hope, give Goodwill.
The best things never change, they just get better. Like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Choose from juicy charbroiled double cheeseburgers, melty hot ham and cheeses, or hand-breaded chicken tender wraps. 2 full-size favorites plus fries and a drink, all just $6.99. There's no skimping in this bag. No junior burgers or tiny nuggies, just full-size goodness for big-time value. The $6.99 Original Bag, only at Hardee's. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
California Psychics is the real deal. They helped me out, totally changed my attitude, totally got me psyched to start my business and take a new path in my life.
At California Psychics, we only connect our customers with the best. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us, so we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
The Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates are pleased to welcome Dr. Samuel Berry to the practice. He joins Doctors Birdie, Malhotra, Brasati, and Royer as the Doctors' Doctors. 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
Vantage Credit Union wishes you and your family a happy holiday season. The Vantage team is here to support you, whether you're trying to build savings, buy a home, or cover holiday expenses. Get to know us at vcu.com or a branch in your community. Membership eligibility required.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a truck accident, you need the best. Onder Law. Let us make your case our cause. Truck accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-90000.
I'm Kevin Wheeler. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Hark the herald angels sing.
You know what we got coming up next hour?
Oh my gosh, we've got a Christmas game.
Yeah, I really don't understand exactly what we're going to be asked to do here.
Well, there's no rules written down. It just says Christmas characters game.
So it's between you and me, and Matt Pajeski has put together a game for us.
Yeah.
Extremely complicated, too.
Can you give us an idea?
Yeah, it's I'm going to name you a Christmas character from a movie.
I'm going to name you a character.
I'm going to name you a character from a Christmas movie.
Okay.
And then you tell me what movie that character's from.
Oh, perfect. That's a great one.
That's it.
I can't wait.
There may be audio clues involved.
Oh,
okay.
Very fun.
Yeah.
I love Christmas games.
What happens if we lose like most of the people who are going to call in to try to get Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets?
Not now. You got to be careful, Ron.
Yeah, we're not doing it now.
No.
Don't
jump the gun
No.
here.
So, like, what happens if we lose? We're just losers?
You're just losers, and you're not going to get the rest of the cookies that I hand delivered to you this
Oh,
morning.
by the way, hey.
Thank you to Matt's mom.
Yeah, Mama Pajeski.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mom
makes
Jeski?
fire cookies.
Mom
they are
Jeski.
fire. They are so good.
They're delicious. Not
oh my
hot.
God.
People listening might think that you mean spicy.
No.
They're not spicy. They're delicious.
Not like that Cuban coffee I had a few weeks ago where it almost killed me. Did I tell you about that?
Nope.
Went to this Cuban coffee place.
In St. Louis?
No. And
Chicago.
Yeah.
Did
and
your
it's
wife
like this,
recommend it?
let's not worry about what happened whatever. Don't you mind your business.
What? Use English?
You
Use
mind
your
your
words?
You mind your own business. So we went to this coffee place.
Yeah.
And they had the spicy chocolate coffee, like a spicy mocha,
Mhm.
which I've had before.
I've called her Mexican hot chocolate.
Or Mayan hot chocolate.
Yeah.
But it was like a Mayan chocolate coffee.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought, well, yeah, absolutely. Let's go. And it was the hottest thing I've ever tried. I couldn't finish it. It was, I don't know if they screwed it up, if he accidentally dropped the
Or if
whole
you're
thing of
just
pepper in
wimpy.
it. No, it was hot. It was like
Yeah, but
way
if
too
you're
hot.
not used to that, because my awesome friends from India, we had a Diwali party. They made all sorts of food, and they Americanize it. Like they don't put the spice in because they know I'm wimpy. But
Oh.
but my friend can. I mean, like stuff you can't even touch it, and she can eat it. It's so hot.
I'm telling you, I think they made it wrong
Do
because
you?
it wasn't enjoyable. It was like I was on Hot Ones with coffee.
Yeah. I would also think that the heat from the coffee and the acid would kind of amplify the
Oh.
spice.
Woo!
Did you drink some milk afterwards?
No, but I had to go get a different coffee from a different place because it was just too hot. Anyway, I love that
Hey.
spicy coffee chocolate thing. It's great.
Listen, we've got a few. We got to leave here in a second because we have news, but we'll be back in the 12 o'clock hour. So you need to stay right next to your phones because what we need you to do is I need you to let me know if it's Gala apples or Gala apples or Gala apples.
It's probably Gala or Gala.
I think it's Gala.
But anyway, your phone should be by you anyway because
Yeah.
you've downloaded the Odyssey app to it and you're listening to
Please,
KMOX.
someone please leave a voice message on our
Oh, yeah.
message app and say, "Hi, Amy. I'm calling about the apples. It's Gala apples."
Yes.
Apples or Gala apples.
Also, if you have the Odyssey, actually do us a favor. Send us a text message at
Yeah.
314-436-7900 and tell me where I can get eggnog lattes around here.
Okay, listen, we
Nobody
really
has
need
them.
your help.
Yeah.
We need eggnog lattes. Please tell us.
It was my favorite thing on the
they
Starbucks
got rid
menu,
of
and they
it.
got jerks.
And so we just need you to use the voice message app. Tell Ron where he can get eggnog lattes and tell me if it's Gala apples or Gala apples.
Christmas game is coming up next hour. We've also got those tickets to give away for Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Got to be listening for your chance to win. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
To hear the angels sing.
For eligible individuals 18 and older with self-perceived mild to moderate hearing loss only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Life without hearing aids can be frustrating.
Andy, did you hear what she just said?
No, I'm sorry. What did I miss?
I said I got the promotion, Dad. I thought you would be excited.
You're missing out on the important moments of your life because you just can't hear them. It's time to try the Jabra Enhanced Select 500, our smallest, most advanced hearing aid. With proprietary speech clarity technology, even the most complex listening situations like a noisy restaurant are crisp and clear. And you can get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional care you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. Get Jabra Enhance over-the-counter hearing aids and stop missing the important moments. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This year, Christmas meets the Beatles. You're invited to Let It Be Christmas, the rock opera that tells the Christmas story entirely with classic Beatles songs. It's a St. Louis holiday tradition, now in its 15th season. Yes, here comes the fun. Performances are December 19, 20, and 21 at the beautiful Kirkwood Performing Arts Center. Let It Be Christmas, the gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Tickets available now at MetroTix or the K-Pack box office.
Season's greetings. This is Ron Kraszewski, Chairman and CEO of Stifel, home of the industry's happiest financial advisors. For the second year in a row, J.D. Power ranks Stifel the #1 wealth management firm for employee advisor satisfaction. So, from our Stifel family to yours, we wish you a happy holiday season and much success in the year to come.
It is 12 noon in mid-America. This news update is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. We've got some clouds. It's currently 34 degrees downtown at the Arch. A big announcement from the FBI in St. Louis today involving North Korea.
The federal government has indicted 14 North Korean nationals in this scam that involved them posing as workers at IT companies. They would get jobs using stolen identities of Americans and then operate fully remote where they never had to show their faces. They were able to generate $88 million through this scam, funneling it to the North Korean government, and some of that money went to the weapons of mass destruction proliferation by North Korea. At FBI headquarters in downtown St. Louis, I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met Jordan's King Abdullah as the outgoing administration pushes for an inclusive transition in neighboring Syria after the overthrow of Bashar al-Assad.
This is a moment of tremendous potential opportunity because for the first time in decades, Syria has an opportunity to have a government that is not dominated by a dictator like Assad, but that in fact is run by and answers to the Syrian people.
Blinken adds they're working to bring American citizen and Missourian Travis Trimmerman, who was found after being freed from prison by Islamist fighters not far from Damascus. President-elect Trump has tapped a longtime Missouri Republican operative to help lead a crucial agency. Ed Martin will be chief of staff at the Office of Management and Budget, or OMB. Martin says the top priority will be cutting back government regulations.
You can't pass a reg and you can't dereg without going through OMB. And so I can tell you, we're deregging.
Martin served as chief of staff for former Missouri Governor Matt Blunt and later ran the state Republican Party. An Alzheimer's research firm clears a major hurdle, a city aldermanic committee. The growing company is seeking tax breaks to stay in St. Louis as it considers similar offers from Chicago and Boulder, Colorado. Cortex Innovation District President Sam Fiorello says C2N Diagnostics makes the only blood test that works for testing dosage of the big new Alzheimer's drugs.
This is not only a glimmer of hope for the world and people like us with loved ones, but for St. Louis to say this is invented here and created here and built here, and we will reap the benefits of these new jobs and this new economic activity, not somewhere else in the county or in the MSA, not somewhere else in the country, in the city of St. Louis. And that's why we're fighting so hard and pushing so hard for this.
The firm would occupy most of the long-time and large Goodwill building at Forest Park in Sarah. Could Illinois soon fly a new flag? The state's looking to change its stripes with 10 final designs now in the running. State Senator Doris Turner spearheaded the movement and says there wasn't anything wrong with the current flag.
There wasn't necessarily an issue with the current Illinois flag, but a constituent reached out to me and said, what do you think about the idea of having a new flag? So I thought about it, and I really thought that it would be a great opportunity to get people excited about Illinois.
Starting in January, the public can vote on the new designs or 3 former flags. Options include the current design, the 1918 Centennial flag, and the 1968 Sesquicentennial flag. The KMOX Business Desk, are cereals addictive?
Several major packaged food makers are being accused of getting kids hooked on ultra-processed foods. A class action lawsuit filed in the Court of Common Pleas of Philadelphia County names Kraft Heinz, General Mills, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, and others as defendants. Kimberly Adams, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's down 88 points.
Sunshine and some clouds throughout this afternoon. It's going to be on the chilly side, a high temperature near 40. Partly cloudy and cold tonight, low 24. Then brisk and not as chilly tomorrow with clouds, high 45. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
And right now across the region, we've got some clouds. It's 32 in St. Peter's and Florissant, 34 downtown at the Arch. But the feels like is 24 because we've got some winds out of the east-southeast, gusting up to 14. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Use both your KMOX presets when you're in the car. 98.7 FM near the city and 1120 AM further out. 2 buttons for KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer are pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. Hang your stockings and say your prayers.
It is the Chris and Amy Show, final hour, and we're glad you are with us today. Again, we have the Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets to give away. That we'll do that before the show is over. We have our Christmas game that we are going to play at the bottom of the hour, but in the meantime, it's us. And we go to the Quiver River Electric guest line today. Chief Medical Officer of Rankin Jordan, Dr. Nick Holkamp, is with us as Santa Claus is set to make a special visit and is going to deliver gifts to young patients at Rankin Jordan. That is coming up tomorrow. It's not an open to the public thing. It's just for kids who are at Rankin Jordan. And we appreciate you, Dr. Holkamp, for being with us today. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you for having me today.
So what can the kids expect to have happen tomorrow? Santa Claus is paying a visit, but what else can they expect?
It's universally seen as the best day at Rankin Jordan. All of Maryland Heights police and fire bring their cars and trucks and ambulances to help guide Santa and Mrs. Claus to the hospital. There's a very warm welcome at the front door with staff and kids, and then it's a time for kids to sit on Santa's lap and have the kind of experience we hope they would have if they could be at home while they're here with us at the hospital.
Pretty amazing that it's a way to let kids be kids, even though they're dealing with serious illnesses or injuries, whatever they may be dealing with at that time. They're in a hospital. They still want the magic of Christmas. And so you guys are able to bring that to Rankin Jordan.
It really is lucky that we have that relationship with Maryland Heights, and you're absolutely right. That's what we feel like we can add to these kids' journey on the way from hospital to home, on the way to wellness and recovery. And from our perspective, the way to summarize that is that childhood shouldn't have to wait for discharge from the hospital. These kids need the kind of interactions, activities, and experiences that they're missing out on. Most of our kids have spent an inordinate amount of time in the hospital and have missed out on life activities with friends and family. This brings a little bit of that normalcy back.
Rankin Jordan, the pediatric hospital, again, you've mentioned a couple of times in Maryland Heights. And I know that we spend a lot of time talking about Children's Hospital downtown and or in the Central West End. And can you tell people who may not be entirely familiar with Rankin Jordan exactly what it is you guys do there?
Well, thank you for letting me say a little bit about that, because we've long been a well-kept secret in St. Louis, and we don't want to be. But it's because very few patients and therefore very few families have had to be at Rankin Jordan or know what we do. We are a transitional care hospital, basically between those acute care hospitals, Cardinal Glennon and Children's and others, and home for kids who need more time to recover, more time for therapy, more time for their family and for their home to be adapted to their needs when they do go home. And it's for a population of kids we call children with medical complexity, who have a lot of extra needs that just take more time and effort to get situated so that they're safe when they do go home.
Yeah, on the Rankin Jordan website, there's a story of just one of the young kids, Kai, who was born at just 25 weeks. He was born, he stayed in a hospital closer to his hometown for 3 months and then went to St. Louis Children's Hospital for more intensive care for 7 months. He transferred to Rankin Jordan to continue to grow and deal with different, medical issues that he had. And his mom said that when he got to Rankin, he really wasn't able to do too much, but now he loves making noises and clapping, and he smiles, and he's got interaction with the kids, and he's overall a different kid now. That's such an amazing story. And that's just one.
I saw Kai today, and you're right. It lets kids start to have a childhood, to be a child instead of a patient. That's what we sort of forget when we're working so hard. And credit to those hospitals who saved his life and kept things going when things were probably very tenuous and back and forth. But we try to give kids a chance to become a child instead of a patient. And you can see it in their eyes when they interact and brighten up when folks come in and they want to be part of their group and their community and their family. And that's what we hope to get them ready for when they are ready to go home.
We are talking with Dr. Nick Holtkamp, the Chief Medical Officer at Rankin Jordan. And gosh, I think it was weeks ago that we talked to you about the Ukrainian refugee Yeva, who was there. How is Yeva doing right now?
She's doing well. I'm happy to report that she is at home with her family. That's success all by itself, given what she went through and how far she's come. I think the plan is she's continuing some therapy, outpatient therapy here, and is planning to reintegrate at school and continue therapies eventually there. She continues to have limitations, but being part of her family, going to school and being at home, and engaging and integrated with her family and community, that's a huge success. So I think she's doing really well.
Yeah, and just for people who might not remember, Yeva and her family, Ukrainian refugees who came to the United States, and just 2 months after arriving in the United States, they were hit. Their car was hit head on by a drunk driver. It absolutely destroyed the car, and Yeva suffered just an enormous amount of injuries. And so for her to be such a fighter, I mean, leaving your home, leaving everything in Ukraine to come to the United States and then have tragedy strike just 2 months later, the resilience of Yeva and her family is pretty hard to comprehend.
You've said it very well. And that's what motivates us is these things unfortunately happen to people and families and children. And what can we do to undo some of that trauma and distress and give her family Yeva back, right? They weren't sure that she was going to be part of the family anymore. And it's really gratifying to know that we can be part of a child and a family's journey to reunite them and get them back to life.
Dr. Holtkamp, before we let you go, we know that there is an Amazon wish list. If people want to buy gifts for kids at Rankin Jordan, what's the best way to find that list? Is it just to go to Amazon, look for Rankin Jordan that way?
I think the best way, and then you can see lots of different ways to support, is rankinjordan.org. And I think there's a direct link on that site for the Amazon wish list and other ways to give and support. We really depend highly on the community, especially for those important aspects of care that unfortunately insurance doesn't recognize as what we say medically necessary. So the play, the music therapy, art therapy, our Oz program are all supported by donors in the community, and we are very grateful for that support, obviously.
Yeah, I'm on the Amazon wish list now. People can go find it, and it's everything from, sweatpants and cozy sweatshirts to blankets, stuffed animals, hair ties, things that are kids need every day.
That's right. And we do a great job of supporting the family as well. We have, I didn't mention for Santa's visit, the next day is Santa for siblings, because we feel like supporting the family, the parents and a child's siblings is as important as taking care of the patient themselves, and will help the family reunite and reconnect once they're ready to go home.
Dr. Holtkamp, we appreciate your time today. Enjoy tomorrow. We know it's going to be a good day at Rankin Jordan.
Really appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
That is Dr. Nick Holtkamp, Chief Medical Officer at Rankin Jordan. Coming up next, we had a St. Louis soccer legend that we lost yesterday. We're going to talk to another soccer legend here in St. Louis about the death and the life of Pat McBride. Bill McDermott joins us next on KMOX.
This is Debbie Monterey. Join me and Kevin Short of Clayton Capital Partners for the next Business of Family Business.
You know, Debbie, we've been on a win streak here of these great interviews with these families around St. Louis. Bob's strategy with building this business and incorporating his kids and training them. So please join us. I think you'll really learn a lot, and it'll be very enjoyable.
It's Bob and Matt Menendez joining us from Sunset 44 Bistro on the Business of Family Business Saturday at 2 right here on KMOX.
Last year, flu and COVID hospitalized nearly 1 million adults 65 and older. That's nearly 1 million men, women, parents, grandparents, chess players, checkers players, and chess players who are so bad at chess, they really should stick to checkers. So if you're one of these people, or not, get this season's flu and COVID vaccines so you can keep being the totally unique person you are, whoever that is.
Risk less, do more. Get started at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
At Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, every moment with our patients is a gift. Thanks to supporters like you, children have hope as they fight serious illness and reach incredible milestones. Please donate today at treeofhope.org.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, "I've got this." At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. University of Maryland Global Campus keeps your educational goals attainable with no-cost digital materials, replacing textbooks in most courses, affordable tuition, and over $15 million in scholarship opportunities available each year. Find out if you qualify. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey guys, Glover here for Michael's Baths. You want a new bathroom for Christmas? Worried you can't get it done quickly? No worries at all. Michael's Baths remodels bathrooms all over the St. Louis region. Like Santa, no home is too far away. When you're ready to remodel your bathroom, call Mike and his team. Family owned and locally owned, always 30 to 50% lower than the competition, with 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ BBB rating. If you can hear my voice, they can come to your home. That's Michael's Baths, 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to hims.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
Rich Orris hosts the KMOX Home Improvement Show, presented by Mosby Building Arts. Saturday at 11 on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
God rest you, merry gentlemen. Let nothing you dismay.
It is the Chris and Amy show on KMOX on this Thursday morning. It is nice to have you along with us. And yesterday we lost a St. Louis soccer icon at the age of 81, Pat McBride, who went to SLU High here, regarded as one of the great players to ever come out of the St. Louis area and play that sport. Another one of those is Bill McDermott, who you have heard regularly on this station. He is a fixture here in St. Louis, and we go to the Quiver River Electric guest line, and we talk with Bill this afternoon. Bill, it's good to talk to you. How are you doing?
Likewise. Thanks, guys, Chris and Amy. And Chris, you really you put it the right way, 100% right way. An icon in the city of St. Louis with reference to people who have played this sport. Now, I'm not going to delineate everybody from 1975, but nonetheless, when you ask anyone who has even looked at a soccer ball in St. Louis, give me your top 2-3 players. Pat McBride is always at the top of the list.
Yeah, just going through some of his, career milestones from being, an All-American for the Billikens, or to play on the United States Olympic team in 1964, the United States national team in 1968, and as you mentioned, 1972. Just not just St. Louis and on a national stage, but on a world stage.
Very much so, Amy. And whenever you represent your country, either the Olympic team or the World Cup team. Now, Pat, unfortunately, did not get into a World Cup simply because the United States did not qualify. But nonetheless, when you have that national, and you pointed it out just a moment ago, that international experience, and because of your efforts, because of your work, because of what you've done for the sport, you're a member of the National Soccer Hall of Fame. It speaks volumes of your abilities as a player, but most importantly, I think, for an overall supporter for the sport in our country. I'd like to say that Pat was a player for a generation, but a man for a lifetime. He never really, and Chris had mentioned it just a second ago about at St. Louis U High and then St. Louis U. Prior to that, he grew up in the CYC guys in the Holy Rosary Schoolyard. And for all intents and purposes, that's how he was his entire life. A wonderful, wonderful person. And we were all idolizing Pat McBride at a very young age. And then when you got to know him on a regular basis, you were doubly blessed.
Saw a quote from a now retired soccer coach over in Illinois at Lewis and Clark. And what he said about McBride is that he was St. Louis soccer Stan Musial. Is that about right?
That is precisely accurate. If indeed St. Louis soccer ever had a Stan Musial, it would be Pat McBride, because of his abilities, Chris, but then likewise for what he continued to do in a gentlemanly fashion, coaching, being one of the first ones to really bring up the concept of soccer camps during the summer, making appearances on behalf of the sport, coaching not just at the high school and college levels, but going on to coach professionally for the St. Louis Steamers when they were in the very first coach for the Steamers, when they were in their absolute halcyon era in the late 70s, early 80s. And he always prided himself in the fact that he, being a St. Louis player, wanted to use St. Louis players in this new concept of indoor soccer. And that is precisely what he did.
Yeah. And I was just old enough to be able to go to a Steamers game in the mid 80s. And I know I went to at least one or two games that he played in. That indoor soccer for a while, that was really quite the thing in the United States, especially in the 80s. I remember it being a big deal when I was a kid.
It was, Chris, and it was an even bigger deal in St. Louis because the NASL at the time, the North American Soccer League, where Pat played, by the way, for the St. Louis Stars, that had left St. Louis in 1977. And then later in the 70s, the Steamers began. And then through like you mentioned, the mid 80s, they were drawing crowds of 19,000 people at the arena/Checker Dome.
Oh yeah, we sat way up top. I remember we were way up there. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Amy, Baxter Schweinsteiger again says hello.
Why, thank you. I figured he would. We're just at that point in our relationship now where you got to say hi every time, otherwise it's rude.
I understand. And by the way, it's Gala, not Gala.
Is it Gala Apple?
Yes, ma'am. Positively.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
and Ron,
so
I'm
much.
sorry, I can't help you with the eggnog latte.
Yeah, no one's told me where the eggnog lattes are. I've asked a very specific question. Just text us and let us know, 314-436-7900. Tell me where I can get an eggnog latte, and don't be a smart ass and say make it yourself. I want to go pay for one.
You want to support business.
Yes, I'm trying to support a business here in St. Louis.
You know what, guys, one last thing I want to say about Pat. In our generation, in our era, when we were able to watch and play, but idolize people, there are two partnerships that really typify St. Louis soccer and are always mentioned. First of which is Carl Gentili and Pat McBride when they played at St. Louis University, and then the White Star Club. That was a club started by George Mihalovic, which had a heavy European influence. George was Yugoslavian, and he wanted to take St. Louis and farm them into maybe a different type of player, and he did just that. But McBride and Gentili for the St. Louis U team and the White Star Club, and then for the St. Louis Stars, Pat McBride and Al Trost, two of the most recognizable names in the history of the sport in our city, and both members of the National Soccer Hall of Fame. These were two partnerships that everybody knows about simply because of their abilities as soccer players, but what they've done for the sport of soccer in our city.
Yeah, just what a big deal Pat McBride was here on this side of the river, over on the Illinois side. I mean, everybody knew about him. He was just such a big deal here.
You know, Chris, we mentioned that the stadium downtown where St. Louis City plays, City Park, which is a beautiful venue. And I don't know if you saw this, what a huge international architectural prize from Pre-Versailles for the year 2024 as the best architectural piece with reference to a soccer-specific stadium in the world.
Wow.
Matter of fact. And we mentioned when we watch games at that venue that we stand on the shoulders of countless others who played soccer in St. Louis and made that possible. Pat McBride is at the top of that structure.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
So Pat McBride at the age of 81 passed away, St. Louis soccer legend. And Bill McDermott, before we say goodbye, the city season has been over for several weeks now. And now it's just looking ahead to next year. Is it too early to tell what they might be like?
No, a dramatically different team, Chris, with some new players that they got in the off season. And in particular, a brand new coach in Olaf Mellberg, who is Swedish, played for Sweden's World Cup team in two different World Cups. And you could kind of estimate or make a guess when some of the players that he left unprotected in the most recent draft for the San Diego team, which is going to be the 30th team to come in Major League Soccer, some of the players they could pick, and they were conspicuous by the fact that they were left unprotected. So there's going to be some changes made. I think there's a pretty solid first 11 in place right now, but who's going to be 12, 13, 14, 15? I think there will be a dramatic change from last year when, let's face it, they only won 8 games. That's not acceptable. Everybody at City knows that, in particular after their first year in which they were so dramatically successful and took the league absolutely by storm.
And so City only lost Kojima, right? Was that the only player?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So who had some big promise, and John Heckworth knew of him. The interim coach when he played at Wake Forest was a big player in the college level. And that's what we're continuing to try to see. If there's indeed some players at the intercollegiate level who do not go over to Europe or South America to play, but try to continue their efforts and their career in Major League Soccer. If there's any place you're going to do that in the United States, it is indeed in MLS.
All right, Bill McDermott, we always love talking to you. Thank you so much for visiting with us today. Sorry about the circumstances, but it's great to talk to you.
We'll talk on a better note. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Amy.
Give Schweinsteiger my regards.
Please, and I'm sorry to interrupt this bid for Marconi, but I think you'll be okay.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Bye now.
Bye.
Mr. Soccer, Bill McDermott, with us here on KMOX. Guess what? It's your time right now. It's your turn.
You're not being serious, are you?
Oh, yeah.
This is real?
Oh, yeah.
This is not
real.
a test.
This is real. Tell him.
Okay, guys, we've got tickets. I'm not...
Come on, Amy, quick.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Call now. Big caller number 6.
to the
Caller
contest
number
line,
6.
955-1120. 314-955-1120. You can win tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra December 18th at Enterprise Center. Good luck. It's our Christmas game next.
In a manger upon this blessed morn.
The county just requested more electric charging stations.
Orders have really amped up at Able Electric.
We need 3 more at First and Main, and we just got another hotel chain.
It's no shock. Able Electric needs able electricians.
Grocery store wants charging stations too.
And fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
It's 12:30. We've got 35 degrees downtown at the Arch. NYPD officials say they're getting a clearer picture of Luigi Mangione, the suspect in last week's killing of the United Healthcare CEO. Police say there is hard evidence connecting him to the crime. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
What you can expect is for a defense attorney to, one, question that evidence, how it was handled, and then bring in their own experts to say, here's some reasons why you might want to question that evidence.
Today is going to be chilly, but there'll be some sun. High temperature about 40. Still cold overnight, low 24. Cloudy tomorrow, not as chilly, high 45. Right now, 35 downtown at the Arch. Feels like 25. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers. GetJim.com studios.
KMOX. Hey, it's Bo Matthews for Beast Plumbing. And when it comes to the quality of your water, it is so important, not just for the taste, but for when you wash your clothes or even your hair or your skin. And bad water can affect all of your appliances. Call them today at 314-500-LEAK. That's Beast Plumbing.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait. This is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. This month we are focusing on prostate cancer, and joining me is Dr. Vikas Prasad.
A treatment plan for you is very much dependent upon the stage in which your disease is diagnosed. So you really have to speak to your urologist or your oncologist to see whether the disease is primarily localized in the prostate.
Special thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to siteman.wustl.edu.
What's it going to take for you to realize the IRS is in full-blown attack mode? And if you have IRS issues, your timely response is critical. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We certainly know the IRS has ramped up efforts because we're seeing a lot more clients with threats of intents to seize property or levy rights to property. If you have IRS issues, call the Lance Drury Firm today. Today, don't wait. Those IRS notices have hard deadlines for exercising your appeal rights. If you miss the deadline, your rights to a legal appeal are gone. Let the Lance Drury Law Firm get between you and the IRS today, and we'll help you manage your case to achieve the best outcome. IRS problems are serious legal matters, so call Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Don't wait. Call 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120, and schedule your free consultation with me, Lance Drury, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hi, it's Debbie Monterey. Happy holidays to you and yours, and thanks for being part of our family here on KMOX.
Happy holidays from KMOX.
Congratulations to Scott in Shiloh, which is over on the Illinois side, who won the tickets to see
Shiloh.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, December 18th
Siberian Orchestra.
at Enterprise Center. Tickets are available. You can go buy them. You can also wait one more day, but I wouldn't because the odds of you winning are very low.
Very slim.
We
You
have
have
two
no
more-
idea how slim the odds are right now.
2 more tickets to give away tomorrow. So you'll have one final chance to win tickets for free. Otherwise, go buy them, you cheapskate.
And honestly, I would be pretty concerned if I were you. I mean, your odds of winning are
so low.
infinitesimally small.
You could try, though.
I mean, you can try. We want you to try. I mean, we're going to ask you to try.
Your odds have to be at least 10 to 1.
That's pretty good.
It's actually 1 billion to 1. All right.
All right, let's go.
Amy, we're playing a game. Matt Pajeski explained to us what we are doing and how much I'm going to dominate.
All right.
Christmas. I think I won last time, though.
Yes, you did, Amy. You guys will be naming the Christmas movie based off the character name that I give you. So I will
Okay.
name a character from the movie. You have to name the movie. That's it. It's that easy.
Okay.
If you, I am. Wait, is it? Are you going back and forth?
Yes, we'll go back and
Okay,
forth. Start with Chris.
Yeah.
Go to you. And these questions will start off easy, and they will gradually get harder. And there will be some audio clues.
Just like life. It gradually gets harder.
There will be some audio clues throughout the game,
And you
too.
die.
Oh, audio clues.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, you ready to begin?
Yep. Let's go.
All right, Ron, you're up first. Cousin Eddie is a character in what movie?
Christmas Vacation.
Hey, I told you. Start off easy.
What
Yeah.
is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Oh, Amy
We're
steals
not,
that. No.
We're not doing that.
Carl Middleman would have had a fit with you.
Carl Middleman would be so mad at you right now.
That I didn't say National Lampoons.
Yes.
He was like that when we played the Christmas trivia at Tinseltown at Ballpark Village, where Shark Bar is. He lost his mind. It's National Lampoons.
It is.
It is, but everybody knows it's Christmas Vacation.
Amy, you're up next with Jacob Marley.
Oh, well, A Christmas Carol, but also Muppet Christmas Carol.
Of course, in every iteration of Christmas Carol.
Every iteration of the Christmas Carol.
When do we get the when do we get to hear the clues, the audio clues?
It's kind of like a daily double. They're
Yeah,
coming. They're
come
real
on.
random.
Oh, it's
Let
coming up.
the man,
Oh, I see.
Let
I
the
thought you
man
had one-
run his
okay.
game.
I knew Jacob Marley too. Everybody knows it's-
Personally,
he was the good one, right?
I think they were both
Because
bad.
Scrooge, no,
they were
Scrooge was
two
the-
old men. They were dead, right? My
Well,
old
Marley was
partner,
dead. Marley
Jacob
was dead.
Marley.
You're right. You're right.
Jacob Marley. Scrooge, what have you become?
Yeah,
All right,
I
Ron.
love that Muppet one.
Oh,
That's good.
Your next character is
My cocaine.
Cindy Lou Who.
Cindy Lou Who. Hold on a second. Cindy Lou Who. Is this a cartoon?
you can't ask questions.
Do I get to ask
Do
questions?
not answer that,
No,
Matt.
not answer.
Cindy Lou
3,
Who.
you're running out of time.
5 seconds.
Oh, I don't know.
Matt, I would like to steal.
I have no
Go
idea.
ahead, Amy.
Speaking of stealing, the Grinch who stole Christmas.
Oh no, I hate the Grinch. Wow.
You have the Grinch
You
as
are the
your
Grinch.
Well, I know because I ran into
avatar.
him. He's my avatar on Twitter because I ran into him at the window walk in the Central West End last week.
Like you bumped into him.
He was charging at me.
I would
He was
too.
ready to start some stuff. So
Cindy
I took
Lou
a
Who
photo.
lived in Whoville.
Yeah, I know what Whoville is. I knew that.
Do you?
But Cindy Lou Who? What is it?
Cindy Lou Who.
How
Cindy.
could you know anything about Whoville and not make the connection with Cindy Lou Who?
Cindy Lou Who from Whoville?
Yeah.
Who drinks Yoo-Hoo?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Whatever. Is it my
Amy.
turn? No, it's
My
Amy's
turn.
turn.
You,
I
you
stole
blew
it.
that
I
one.
blew it.
Amy, you're up next with
Okay.
Buzz McAllister.
Oh my gosh. Buzz's girlfriend.
Woof.
Home Alone.
Okay, well, I dinged you before you got it correct, but
and Home Alone too.
that's true.
He's in both.
I feel like my question was way too hard for question 2.
It was
No.
Cindy Lou Who.
I don't know that at
One time
all.
I wore a little ponytail on my head, and Carol Daniel goes, "You look like Cindy Lou Who." And
Ron's-
Megan Lynch chimed in with all the Who's in Whoville.
Ron's, you're up next. And
Oh,
Uh-oh.
it's an audio clue.
Audio
double.
clue. Okay,
All
here
right,
we go.
Here you go.
Stop. Stop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that stupid idiot that stuck his tongue on the pole in A Christmas Story.
Yeah, there you go.
there you go.
Stupid idiot.
Okay.
Flick.
They should have left him out there.
Yeah.
You know what the kids are trying to
Do you know
do?
what Flick's
bell rang,
last
though.
name was?
What?
It was Glick.
It was not Flick Glick. No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
You know what? I'm going to be really mad if I look this up and it's not true.
I'm just saying.
Are you lying to me right now?
No, it's Flick Glick.
If it's not Flick Glick, I'm going to This Is Sparta you. This is Sparta. All right. Flick Glick. I swear to God, if this is not it, I'm going to be so mad.
While you look it up, Amy,
Yeah.
you're up next with Yukon Cornelius.
Oh, that is from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's correct. Ron, you keeping score over there?
Yeah, she's got 4 and I've got 2.
All right. All right.
Wait a minute. Something's missing. No, that's right, because she stole from me. That's right.
All right, we're gonna get a little bit harder here now. All right.
Okay.
Ron, you're up next with Miles Finch.
Isn't that also No. Miles Finch. Is it from Polar Express?
I would like to steal.
Steal, Amy.
It is from Elf.
Yes. Peter
The
Dinklage's
author.
character.
Oh, damn it.
You look like an angry elf. You
Yeah,
must be
no,
one of those
that's
southern elves.
South Pole Elf.
Why is that? That's stupid.
All right,
Dumb.
Amy.
It's a peach. He's fuzzy. And he's uncomfortable with it.
It's about a tribe of Asparix children who are all self-conscious about the way their pee smells.
Yes.
All right.
Whoa.
That's the quote from the movie.
The quote from the movie. They're trying to think of a children's book.
No.
Amy, you're next with Martha May Huvier.
Oh. Martha May Huvier. May Huvier.
I think I know what this. Wait a minute.
5 seconds.
It is
Come on,
from
Amy. Come on, Amy.
3, 2.
A Wonderful Life. It's A Wonderful Life.
Ron, do you know this one?
You can't Google
Is this
it.
from the song?
You're not Googling
okay, hold
it,
on.
are you?
No. I looked up the Seven Dwarves though, or I looked up the Flick and Glick, and there's apparently an old Snow White, Blick, Flick, Glick, Snick, Plick, and Wick. Is that where you got?
No, I completely made it up.
You're a jerk. Okay.
Do you know who Martha May Huvier, or what movie she's from?
Can I just say this real quick? Wait, before you say it, Dick Blick is art.
Yeah.
That's an art
You
store.
get the art store.
Yeah, that's what inspired it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I do not know what this is. I was thinking. Okay, so I was thinking it was the movie where the song is "Where Are You Christmas?" That
It
song.
is.
It is.
Yeah.
Is that her?
Yeah.
What movie?
The Grinch.
So do we have 2 Grinches?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's not that many Christmas movies.
Yeah.
damn it!
We got a lot of characters here.
I almost said Grinch.
No, you almost didn't, too.
Yeah.
That's the Jim Carrey one, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, come
Martha
on!
May
Don't I
Huvier.
get credit for that?
No,
No, you don't.
absolutely not.
Ron, you can make up for it with Mr. Duncan.
Wait.
I'll-
Yeah. Sorry.
I'll give his occupation. He's the owner of Duncan's Toy Chest.
Oh, this is Yes, this is dude.
He's joking. I love to see it.
Dude, why do
You
I?
are
Oh man,
screwing up.
Duncan's Toy.
Please
Is
start
this
the
is this
countdown.
from Big? Why am I hearing
No,
Big?
I'd like to steal.
Go ahead, Amy.
Home Alone, Lost in New York.
Oh,
Very
man.
good and specific. Bonus points. No.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. You know, the one with Donald Trump where he points into
Yeah.
the elevator.
That's right. Where that was his condition for being in the movie is he had to for letting them use his hotel. He had to be in the movie.
I love it. Excuse
Amy.
me, do you know where the elevator is? Yeah.
You stole that one, but you're up next with Santa's head elf named Bernard.
Oh my gosh. The Santa Claus, Scott Calvin.
There you go. How you doing, Ranj?
Not great,
You
man.
didn't know that?
All right, this one.
No.
Bernard was the hot elf with his
hot
curly
elf.
black hair.
I don't know. We
Like
can
the
say that.
Bears over here was getting trounced.
Ranj, you're up next.
This was supposed to be a good season, and I'm getting smoked.
Yeah.
Uh,
Getting Eberflus.
In what movie is there an angel named Clarence?
Oh, it's Wonderful Life. Yeah, come on.
Good job, good job.
I got that one.
Amy, you're up next.
Uh-oh.
Another audio
Uh-oh,
clue,
okay.
this one.
Okay.
This character is simply referred to and billed in the cast as Know-It-All. And here's the clip.
Hey, you. Do you know what kind of train this is? Well, do ya? It's a Baldwin 284 S3 class Berkshire type steam locomotive.
Wait, but he's known as Know-It-All?
That's how he's listed in the cast. Yeah.
But wait, if that's his name, what am I identifying?
The movie.
Oh. Okay, sorry. I got confused. Know-It-All. There's a train. Look at this train.
I mean, there's a time limit here. You can't take forever. This isn't a test.
Kind of is. 5 seconds, Amy.
I mean, jeez.
The Santa Claus 2.
Is there a Santa Claus 2?
Oh,
Yeah.
there's multiple. I think
Yeah,
there's
there's like
three and
three.
maybe even a 4.
What?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Ron, do you know what movie that was from?
Is that Polar Express?
Yes, it is. Ryan steals one.
Never saw it.
Oh my gosh, it's a great one.
Tom Hanks is in
Yeah,
it.
I know that. But it's like not really him. It's
No, it's animated.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, really ramping up the difficulty here. Next up, Ronj, you've got Gus Polinski. Is from what Christmas movie?
Gus Polinski. Couldn't tell you.
Amy,
No
can you
idea.
steal?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
He's the polka king of the Midwest.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
Oh,
John Candy's character.
I should have known that. Polka, polka.
Yeah. He
Oh,
ad-libbed,
polka. Twin
he
Lakes
ad-libbed
polka.
like all of it, and I think he either took like a few $100s for it or he took no money,
Wow.
something like
I
that.
love John Candy.
Candy. Yeah.
I should have known that.
All right, Amy, you're up next. You can redeem yourself.
Uh-oh.
All right, it's another audio clue.
Unlike playthings, a living creature cannot hide himself on an island. But perhaps, being misfits yourselves, you might help the toys here.
That's the voice of King Moonracer in what movie?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Very good.
Is it the claymation one?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Creepy
Is there more than
claymation?
one?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all I know.
Is there a live action Rudolph?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know that. All right, Ronj.
Of course, she's a claymation expert.
I love claymation.
Yeah.
Ronj, tell me what movie Betty Haynes is from.
This I feel like Betty Haynes is somebody's little sister. Right? Is Betty Haynes a
You
little
can't
sister in a movie?
Ask
That's-
questions.
I'll say yes to that one. Answer is yes.
Like a little annoying sister that kind of
Mm.
has to come along.
I can't help you out anymore.
Betty Haynes. I don't, dude, I don't know.
All right,
This is really
time's out.
painful for me. I don't
All
know.
right.
Amy, can you steal?
Of the Haynes sisters.
Oh, damn it.
White Christmas, and she was the older sister.
Yes.
You
There you go.
doofus. She was the older sister. So he.
Sisters. Damn it.
Sisters.
Amy
They were
steals.
never
Hey, why
such
can't you-
devoted sisters.
Why didn't you give us that clue? Why didn't you give us that audio clue?
No, sir.
That one was an easy one.
Dude, I'm so mad.
Can we get
This
a score
game is
update,
rigged.
Ronj?
Yeah.
She goes,
Score
"Don't you
update.
find me gay, amusing, charming, fun to be with?" And he said, "Sure, but I feel the same way about my Cocker Spaniel."
Also, the train scene, the snow scene is
Oh,
so dumb.
No, I love it.
It is 6-4. Amy is
that
winning.
can't possibly be right. It has
Yeah.
to be like 7 or 8-4.
No, it's like 6.
No.
5,
our
6. Oh, it's
listeners-
7. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
5, 6, 7. 7-4.
All right, Amy, you're up next with Fezziwig. Fezziwig is in what movie or book too? I'll give you that.
That's not a real thing.
That is from A Christmas Carol.
Yes. it
What?
is.
Charles Dickens.
The book is so much better.
Actually, the Muppet Christmas Carol is
It's
better
the
than the
best.
book.
All right, last
Tiny
two questions
Tim.
here.
These are the last two.
Tiny Tim.
So one for each of us. Who did not die.
Thank you.
One for each of us. Right?
That's right.
Okay.
But I've won.
Yeah,
It's
Amy's already
mathematically
won, but-
impossible.
All right, well, we're doing this just for fun.
It's like
then.
the Bears
This
in
is
the
for the-
playoffs.
well, actually-
We're
well,
just
no.
playing for fun at this point.
Yeah, mathematically you beat me.
You're up next, Ronj, with. Oh my gosh.
I love the audio
It's
ones.
another one. This clip comes from the Burgermeister Meisterburger.
A toy? As I suspected. I hate toys. And toys hate me.
What movie is the Burgermeister Meisterburger from?
All I remember is I'm Mr. Heat Vice. Is that this one?
You're close. It's very similar. Same Rankin Bass Productions, I think, is what they called them.
Rankin? What the
That was
hell?
like the company that made the Rudolph and the claymation
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. I don't know, dude.
I got it. Another claymation called Santa Claus is Coming to
Oh
Town.
my gosh, Amy, Mark scores. Rubbing it in.
That's right.
Ron's face.
Rigged.
All right, Amy, even though you've mathematically won,
Yep.
give you one more just for fun. Old Man Marley, a.k.a. the South Bend Shovel Slayer. is from what Christmas movie?
Home Alone.
As the
Amy,
next door neighbor.
Unbelievable. Wins
Yeah.
in a landslide.
Dude, she did. She won 10-4. 10-4,
Wow.
good buddy. Man, this is crap.
Well, guess we can tell who loves Christmas more.
So old man, did I hear this right? That old man Marley's house is the house next to Kevin McAllister's
Yeah.
house is for sale.
They were both for
You
sale
could buy
recently
it.
then.
Yes, the Home Alone house was for sale recently. I think the neighbor's house is or was for sale for a lot of money.
I think they should sell that little Santa shed where the Santa was smoking and he gave him a Tic Tac. Because his elf took all the candy canes.
Ron
'cause she
does not
just
know
broke
Home
up
Alone,
with
by
her
the way.
boyfriend.
You don't know it like
I
we
used
do.
to watch
Wow.
it a lot
Unbelievable.
when I was younger. I have not seen it in years.
I was really hoping you were going to have Scott Calvin.
I did, and then you said it.
I'm
When
sorry.
we're talking about Bernard, the good-looking elf, apparently.
So you had to audible.
I scratched.
I'm so
Scott
sorry
Calvin
because
from
I
the
was
list.
so excited about Scott Calvin.
All right. Well, Amy won. Congratulations, Amy.
Extra cookies for you from my mom.
Did you say cookies?
Cookies.
Actually, I take it back. I'm not conceding.
Okay.
Congratulations, Amy. Good job.
Thank you.
I feel like this was an unfair contest,
Because
but I
I'm
will
better?
accept the results.
Because it was a battle of the wits and you came unarmed.
This is Sparta. Like right into a pit. All right. Are we doing another one next week?
We will.
Yeah. I
Or
love it.
reindeer games, we're calling them.
More reindeer games next week. Amy won. She's won. Next week, I redeem myself.
That's right.
It is the Chris and Amy show on KMOX.
Honey, bags are packed and in the trunk. Is the car good to drive to Mother's holiday dinner?
Yes, dear. Car's good. We have Ox Car Care for their extended car service plan. Ox covers our repair bills if anything happens. We have no worries if any problems come up on our holiday travels. Ox Car Care has our back.
I remember. Ox has flexible coverage plans that can protect issues with engine, transmission, brake systems, and so much more.
Yep, we don't pay. Ox pays. Ox gets it fixed for us. Joe at the auto shop says Ox Car Care pays them directly, and there's no complicated paperwork. Ox is A+ rated, with already millions of dollars paid out in claims.
Right. They handled our claim from start to finish, unlike those other companies. Good call. The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill this holiday. The only thing now is, which pie is Aunt Martha making?
Drive with absolute peace of mind this holiday season. Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-221-6319. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox today. 800-221-6319. 800-221-6319 or oxcarcare.com.
Winter Wonderland, presented by St. Louis County Parks and Byerly RV at Tillis Park, is open now through December 30th. Enjoy more than 1 million dazzling lights with holiday characters and festive scenes while listening to your favorite Christmas songs. Whether you're carrying on a family tradition or starting a new one, you'll never see anything like Winter Wonderland at Tillis Park. More at KMOX.com. Happy holidays from Quality Waterproofing, Wash U Orthopedics, Rawlings Sporting Goods, Telly Tire, and Together Credit Union.
It's Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates, the doctor's doctors, 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
Honesty, integrity, humility, purpose. We're looking for people that share these values. As an officer in the Springfield, Missouri Police Department, you'll train in a state-of-the-art facility, learn special skills, and most importantly, learn that being humble through it all builds a better community. Our next training academy starts soon. Work hard and dedicate yourself to the craft, and I promise you'll have some amazing opportunities. Visit gospd.com for more information. That's gospd.com. Brought to you by the Springfield, Missouri Police Department.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/gutter to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/gutter for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Listen, you have been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher. That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel everything you want. The catch is you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the Truehold Sell and Stay leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to Truehold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And Truehold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a Truehold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out, Truehold.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
I'm Andrew Stoles, and this is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Polka, 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 polka. No? Twin Lakes polka, Damavuji polka, a.k.a. Kiss Me polka, polka twist.
Well, these are songs.
Yeah.
John Candy. Awesome.
Gus Polanski.
Yeah, what a great scene.
Listen to this score. Oh, it's beautiful.
I need to watch this one. I can't believe I haven't seen it in so long.
I think
it's been
I've
a
seen
while.
it twice already this season.
Already?
Mhm.
The only one that I make sure I have to I absolutely have to watch is Scrooge.
Here's someone did
Bill
bring
Murray.
up the person that you need to ask about in the Home Alone movies. Everyone asks about Kevin McAllister's dad. Like, how did he live in this giant house? What did he do? And he flew them to Paris. No, you need to ask about his dad's brother. It was his uncle who bought all the tickets to Paris. His uncle who had that incredible Parisian
Clearly
apartment.
they were into crimes. We know
and
that.
that New York brownstone townhouse was theirs. What does his uncle do?
Amy, we have to go.
Oh.
The show is over. We will be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Do not worry. We'll be back tomorrow at 10. We've got our No Prize Pick'em Challenge tomorrow coming up. Anything you missed is on the Odyssey app. You better download it or else. Chris and Amy going to stick around for an hour with the Dave